Yeah, great. So we're going to be talking now about digital careers, and we're going to look at exploring digital careers. And the two ladies who have joined us to walk us through this particular segment are truly awesome. And I'm sure at the end of the presentation, you will also believe that they are extremely awesome. They are very knowledgeable in the field. They have been practicing it as well. So it's not stuff that they're making up. It's not stuff that they don't live. This is their 9 to 5. They're probably 12 to 12 even. And so we are very grateful to have Kadia and Monique on the call. They'll introduce themselves some more and a little bit, tell you a bit about what they do, and then also walk you through the next 2.5 to 3 hours of just non-stop excitement and activities. Katie, I hope I'm not setting you and Monique up too much, but I'm going to open the floor and turn over to you. Guys, please make Katie Francis and Monique McIntosh very welcome. Hi, Katie, I see you on camera. Nice. I love the bright red lipstick. It is popping. I can't hear you, but I can see the beautiful smile.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, but you sound a little low, Kadia.
Yeah, it sound a little bit. So
Is
I'm
this
hearing
better?
Monique very well.
Yes,
I'm not
yes.
seeing Monique.
I had to bring my mic up. I have to bring my mic closer to my mouth. Okay. All right.
So yes. So go again. Let me see. Let me just see if it's working too.
Testing. 1, 2, 1.
No,
No,
it's low.
closer. It's very low.
I have to be like this then?
Yes.
Or turn it up or something. I don't know these fancy gadgets.
I want to use my fancy mic.
Well, the fancy mic is failing us.
Oh my God. So I'm just
We
going
have to call tech support.
I'm just going to hold the mic like this. Y'all going to have to
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, I think that will restrict you as well. I know you're normally very animated.
No, not at all. Not at all. And I want you all to see my fancy mic because this mic is going to
Just
feature into
show
the
off.
session. Yes, because I want
Look here.
Hi.
What
So
Amazon mic doing? We should have bring it on.
Shani,
Alright,
you're
good.
sounding very bad mind on this Sunday evening.
Oh
Lord.
Yes, so great. All right, Kadia, this is where I take my leave and I turn it over to you. We'll be here, so anything you need, just say the word and we will support as best as possible. So big welcome, and then, yeah, all the best.
Thank you so much, Dwayne and Shanae.
Thank you. Julissa says, show off, bring disgrace. Well, Julissa, I pray to God say not today. In the mighty name of Jesus, not today. All right, welcome guys. Welcome to the Sunday afternoon session. Really appreciate all of you for showing up. I mean, it's Sunday evening, it's raining. Y'all could be doing better things, but it's a testament to your commitment to get informed and to better yourself. Thank you, Julissa, that you're here, and we really appreciate it. So Monique McIntosh is actually my business partner, and together we have formed the Digital Disruption Agency, and it's a learning hub, a digital learning hub and skills training center for Jamaicans and Caribbean nationals, brands, and businesses. And in short, what we do is we do a lot of training programs to help persons like yourself figure out what is this whole online thing about, what is this digital space, what is going on online, and how can I make something of this online space. It's called the Digital Disruption Agency, Renee, and Monique is going to drop the link to our website so you guys can check it out after we're done. Okay, so I have a really exciting presentation for you guys today, and what we're going to talk about is, again, what is happening in the digital world that you guys can really sink your teeth into and can make some money from, because we're all interested right at this minute, you know, we're gonna make some money, right? And how we can find ways of doing this that won't that's not onerous, or it's not gonna put us out of our way, you know what I mean? And that is what they did exactly doing, and that's what the digital space, that's the beauty of digital space. So I'm going to share my screen and bring up my presentation so you guys can see what's going on. Just a minute, let me bring it up. And while I'm doing that, I want to thank the ministry and all the sponsors and the persons involved in putting this together, ILE, for inviting us to be a part of this. We really appreciate it's like a vote of confidence. And guys, when persons ask me, when I'm talking to persons about, you know, the digital space and what can be done, and people look at me like I'm talking funny, like, really, you can really do this? And I'm like, yeah, I'm the prime example that you can really, really do this. Yeah, because I literally started out in the digital space just talking and sharing my knowledge and my expertise. Guys, please tell me, Monique, can you see my screen? Monique?
Yeah,
we
we're
can,
seeing.
and it looks, yes, we can. Yes.
Thank you. I tried. Speaking of looking beautiful, guys, I learned graphic design. And when we come to in-demand skills, one of the in-demand skills we're going to talk about is graphic design. And let me tell you, sometimes you learn these things, you learn these skills, you pick up these skills out of necessity. When I started, I knew nothing about graphic design, I knew nothing about web development, but guess who couldn't afford a graphic designer or a web developer? Me. So I had to learn how to do it myself. And guess where I learned? YouTube, the University of YouTube. But we're going to talk about that as well. So welcome again, guys, to the Digital Careers Talk. My name is Kadia Francis, as I would have said earlier, and the moderator is my business partner, Monique McIntosh, who is on. She'll be taking your questions. She'll be answering some questions in the chat, and she'll also be fielding some of you, because we're going to have a really big question and answer section, because I'm sure you guys don't want me to come sit down and talk to you for 3 hours, right? You guys have a lot of questions, and I'm here to answer as many of them as I can. So let's quickly get through this so we can get to the juicy part, which is the questions. All right. So, oh Lord. All right. So what this is supposed to say is that the let's go back. The global labor market can absorb approximately 150 million new tech jobs during the next 5 years, and many other traditional jobs will become tech-enabled jobs, and it requires employees to fill them who have digital skills. That's kind of what this is saying. And this is from the World Economic Forum. And let me tell you why I bring this up and why this is the first thing I want to talk to you guys about. You notice the part where it says 150 million new tech jobs, and the part where it says traditional jobs are becoming tech. That's no joke. I can't think of anything that you can do in an office environment or any other environment that cannot be translated into the online space. And in fact, the skills that you pick up in these traditional jobs are easily transferable into the online space. And more than anything now, and it's not because of COVID, guys, and we tend to talk about the digital revolution. The digital revolution happened in the 1940s. We are now experiencing a series of what I call technological evolutions, where it's this rapid change in technology. Today you buy the hottest new iPhone and you think you're bashy, and bashy is giving away my age, isn't it? And then tomorrow it's a new iPhone and you're going, but this is like 2 months old, because the technology is changing. It's changing quickly, right? And because of that, it's creating a lot of new jobs. Every time there's a technological advancement, it's creating new jobs, right? 10 years ago, there was no such thing as a social media manager. Okay, or a well, you had content creators for traditional media like TV and radio, but we didn't really call them content creators, we call them producers, show producers, executive producers, etc. Now you have influencers and all sorts of these things that came up because of the proliferation of technology, which has birthed the digital space, the online space, the social media space, right? So included in this 150 new tech jobs, they're not just talking about hardcore tech, software development and coding. They're talking about social media management. They're talking about digital customer service and all of these other emerging careers that you can do from the comfort of your own home, and you can earn some coins, right? And the traditional jobs, again, even if you're not transferring them to the online space, what is happening is that they're becoming more tech involved. So more tech tools are being used, more technical operating systems are being used. So even the person who has been doing this job for 30 years, 40 years, they're not going to have to learn tech, or they stand to lose their job, which is the biggest reason why I think Jamaica has been so slow to adapt to technology, because there's this fear that, oh my God, we're going to end up losing our jobs, right? Because technology is taking over everything. And I think that's kind of the wrong way of looking at it. I think the best way of looking at it is you're getting more skills so you can do more things, and technology makes working more efficient, learning, working. I don't know what technology hasn't made more efficient. In fact, that's the job of technology. The job of technology is to make our lives easier, which is why we're fatter, FYI, myself included, which is why we're fatter, right? Because everything is easier. We're no longer hunter-gatherers. We don't have to go out and shoot an animal and cut and kill it and cook it and eat it. That's already done for us. We literally go to the supermarket and pick it up. How do you think that happens? A ton of machines do this for us. So technology is there to enhance our lives, to extend our lives, and to improve the quality of our lives and to make our lives easier. So it's not something to be afraid of, but it's something that we have to embrace, right? So that's just why I wanted to bring this up, because I wanted to show you guys, to understand the real possibilities are. 150 million new jobs is no joke, and that's a conservative estimate, I'll say, given that there's almost 7 billion, if not more than 7 billion people on this planet. Think about it, right? And because technology is bringing on new businesses into the market, those businesses have to hire people, right? So that's even more job and more opportunities for us to earn. But let's look at what COVID has done. COVID has literally pushed Jamaica, a big shove Jamaica into the digital space. We were very timid, we were very hesitant, and I mean, everyday Jamaicans like me and you, we were already on Instagram fastening people's business. Yes, right? We were already on Instagram posting our food, posting our pictures, posting our cute, right? But I'm talking about using these spaces to earn for business, not just as a casual user of the space. And that is what COVID has really forced Jamaicans to do now, to be looking to the online space to say, okay, so I can't go shop, or people cannot come to my store. How am I going to still sell? How am I going to still earn? And that has sparked what I call the 5 post-COVID boom industries in Jamaica, but not just in Jamaica. This happened globally, but I really want to focus right here because we're talking about the Jamaican experience here, right? So the first one is entertainment. Entertainment has not suffered because of COVID at all. In fact, I think a lot of small entertainers, a lot of new entertainers on the scene have been given an opportunity to show out and show off because of COVID, because now people are bored and at home and looking for things to do, so they're more willing now to explore and say, okay, who's out there, who's next, what's going on, right? And because of that, you have small entertainers now who are able to earn and make money in the digital space. So we're looking at Digital Unplugged. Now again, I'm giving away my age, but Dwayne, I know you here, and Teresa, you know MTV Unplugged. MTV Unplugged was a very popular program that they had, and what they would do is they would invite up and coming artists to do like a laid back kind of jazzy vibe session. And now digital kind of borrowed that concept with the digital unplugged, which is something that came out during COVID. And then it's a part of digital because, you know, digital has now rebranded itself as a digital operator, which is a fancy term to say they have more digital apps that they want you to pay for. Yes. But, and it's a part of them promoting their digital music app, right? So there's that. And of course, everybody remember Beanie versus Bounty, the versus battle that happened, and it was amazing. In fact, it is one of the highest rating digital entertainment showcase that has happened since COVID. Yeah, we Jamaicans did that. Believe it, right? And of course, this gentleman that you're looking at my extreme left, Raul, you might not notice him, but his name is Raul Dunkley, and he's a comedian who always had a really good following on social media, but since COVID, that has skyrocketed. Him on TV, him on radio, he's all over the place. He's like a major hype, but more Jamaican. Major hype. Why do I keep calling him major hype? Major hype, but more Jamaican oriented, right? And he has skyrocketed to fame since COVID, being all over the place and being asked to do all sorts of shows, right? Even disc jockeys, you think that, okay, now session now keep now dance now keep, so disc jockeys out of work. No, because we were on a summit recently and they had a live DJ on the summit making money. Monique, please remind me what the name of, was it DJ something? I forgot what his name was. And he was proper on the summit dropping some beats.
Was proper. It was very entertaining. I don't remember his name either.
Beats. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Forgive me, we don't remember his name, but you now have DJs who are doing Zoom events, right? And playing Zoom events, right? So the entertainment industry hasn't really suffered. And if you guys want some more example, there's JNL Comedy. I don't know how many of you guys know JNL Comedy. Hands up in the chat if you know them. They're big on YouTube. There's a little guy called Nitro, who's big on Instagram and big on YouTube. Of course, everybody know Major Hype, who's also big. And then you had Prince Marnie and people like that who are around from before. But now that everybody is home and everybody's looking for things to do and entertain, these people are skyrocketing.
Yes,
and in fact,
so we have some
believe too that there are 3 industries.
Yeah, I was saying that we have some
that will fare well. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, yes, I'm hearing you. I think that there's a delay between you and I. I was saying that the persons in the chat are chiming in. They're saying yes, they're agreeing. Somebody, Janelle, put in Dale Elliott. Vashon said Kevin Too Crazy.
Guys, here what I want you to do for me. Drop in the chat the name of any Jamaican comedian that you have come to notice during COVID. Drop it in the chat, because some of these people I did not know of. There's a young girl who is very big on TikTok, a young Jamaican girl who's very big on TikTok, and I keep forgetting her name, but she's killing it on the TikTok app. She's a young comedian as well. So guys, drop in the chat the name of any new entertainer or comedian who is an entertainer that you guys have come to know because of COVID, or you've come to like or love or come across during COVID. All right.
Lots of names are coming in.
Yes,
there
bring
is
the
Grill
names
Master.
in. We're sharing.
So persons dropped in. Kevin Too Crazy. DeAndre said Grill Master. Somebody's Antoya said that's host from Daytime Live. What's his name? So apparently they saw him. Is that
Joel?
No.
Not Joel.
It's the one with the locks, I think. Somebody said Tyrese said 33 clips. Rihanna said King Ziddy. Janelle Joel with an H said Davian Ricketts. Veron said, I'm a DJ and I'm not making any money online. Well, you're going to have to fix that, Veron.
Well, Veron, we're going to fix that today, Veron. In fact, Veron, I'm going to bookmark you because we need to talk on air today, okay? Because these people are actually making money. And ways you make money as an entertainer online: one, you own content and you can distribute that content to persons who will pay to view that content. That's one. Two, you can monetize the content by putting it on platforms like YouTube, where you're getting advertising spend, where they call it ad spend, YouTube ad spend. You're making money from that as well. You're also making money because now that you're more visible in the space, you can get hired for more jobs in the space, because now that entertainment has shifted to the online space, in order to keep the juices flowing and to keep people interested, you have to find different people to come on and entertain. So now you have an opportunity to be seen, whereas before you would have been competing with the big boys in traditional spaces. No such thing online. Online, everybody is equal. Okay, and everybody have an equal opportunity to be recognized. All right. The other boom industry that we're going to talk about, guys, is food delivery. Now, how long have we been asking KFC for a delivery service? And now that COVID is hit, all of a sudden KFC's inking deals left and right with 7Crave. 7Crave is an mobile application, and I think they have a web application as well, that you can go out and order food from, right?
Yes.
And these companies that create these kind of apps, 7Crave, Quick Plate, Monique, name some others, they're making a killing right now. In fact, regular delivery people making a killing right now, because the small, all you need is a little bike. You have a little bike and you can put round. They're looking for you. Companies are hiring independent delivery contractors, and not everybody can eat a food. A little bike man can eat a food. A little man with a little car can eat a food, because this is becoming important. I was going to say, and I forgot to say it, but I'm going to say it now, that experts believe that there are 3 segments, and if your business fall, or if your little digital side hustle should fall within any of those 3 segments, you're going to make money during COVID. And that's comfort, convenience, and what's the third one, Monique? Comfort, convenience, and necessity. So food is a necessity, right? So now that people can order food online and get it delivered, that's also comfort, right? And it's also convenience. So the food business find themselves in all 3 categories. Entertainment is squarely in the comfort category as well. So once a business finds itself in the category comfort, convenience, and necessity, they stand to make money online during COVID. And I tell you, Amazon has been making Amazon fourth quarter, because the Christmas quarter is what they call fourth quarter in sales, have tripled what it was last year because of COVID. And I want to say that a large part of that is Jamaicans in the diaspora. Barrington McIntosh, Monique, when you guys are finished, please to go and Google Barrington McIntosh. He's a Jamaican who lives in Mandeville, who is making a gajillion dollars selling Jamaican products on Amazon. And I'm not kidding you. He quit his 9 to 5 as a big executive at a power company because his wife, who started the Amazon store, was making more money than him. And now Amazon flies him out. He gets flued out every year to talk to white people about freedom things. This black Jamaican man is going to America, traveling all over the South to talk to white people about something that they created and how they can use it to make more money. Believe it, it happens, okay? So, of course, you have all of these food delivery companies cropping up now, inking deals with major companies and making money doing that. The third area is health and wellness. So guys, medical, what they call digital medical healthcare was always a thing. It has been a thing since the early 2000s. It's just something that we didn't take into consideration because Jamaica, we tend to be a little bit conservative on certain things, and we tend to be what I call traditionalist. We like the traditional way of doing things because it's comfortable. We kind of know if we do this, we kind of want to stay right, so even when the world is zooming ahead, we kind of stick right, so. But COVID has changed all of that, hasn't it? actually used MD Link before, and I literally did it was a WhatsApp video call I did with MD Link. The man look at me and tell me to move this, do that, touch this, touch that. Oh, you feel? Oh, it hurt. All right then. And he wrote me a medical leave, and he wrote me my prescription that was emailed to me. With his signature and everything, and I was sent to the pharmacy that his business is linked to. It took all of 10 minutes, and I didn't have to pay to go sit down in the waiting room. Convenience, right? Of course, you have fitness training that you guys can go on Sprite training on YouTube every morning at a certain time and go do some exercise, because COVID has helped a lot of us put on some pounds, you know what I mean? So you gotta get exercise. And then there's our girl Chris Corio, who is murdering Instagram right now with her weekly dance challenges. Now, Chris Corio is actually a bodybuilder. She's a champion bodybuilder and a dancer who's using both those skills to make money online. Want to see how much she charge for her weekly Zoom classes? Best believe that she's booked and unbothered. Yes. So this again, if you're into fitness, if you're a trainer, if that's something that you're interested in doing, this is another way that you can make money on. Okay. The other area is online shopping. Again, convenient, right? So PriceSmart has teamed up with Mailpack, and Monique told me that this was before COVID, but now they have actually formalized and cemented that relationship. So if you go in PriceSmart now, chances are you're gonna see the Mailpack people with them polo shirt shopping for people, and they get paid to do this. Yes. They get paid to go in PriceSmart to shop. Right? Because that's the partnership that PriceSmart has with Mailpack. Some parts is now offering delivery to homes. You could have always the in-store pickup from some parts, but now they're offering curbside now. Curbside delivery is becoming a thing. But literally you just pull up them, chuck the thing them in your trunk and the back and zoom, you're gone. Right? So different places are offering different kinds of ways of shopping that is more convenient for the consumer. And of course, social distancing is a thing. Guys, drop down in the chat and let me know if you guys have used any one of these food delivery services, or if you guys have done any online shopping. I'd be interested to know what you buy and where you buy it from and what was the quality of the service, because that's a whole, when we come to emerging careers, digital customer service is actually an emerging career that you guys can really get into. Okay. So, and I think this is actually supposed to be online education. Sorry, it says online shopping, but it's supposed to be online education. You're saying, Monique?
Yes. So I was saying that the chat has been active. Persons have been participating. We even got a question
I see.
About Vashon saying that he has a t-shirt line and how he goes about doing it. We have people who are trying to get in their thing, but I told them, guys, we're doing the introduction and stuff now. We're gonna get into some more details.
That question about t-shirt line, because a young girl popped up on our radar recently who started her t-shirt line during COVID, and she's all over the place.
Yes, right. And
all over the place. Yeah.
Right. Brittany Stewart said Ashley Furniture does curbside pickup as well, and she mentioned slang tees as well in going in coming back to the t-shirt thing. Sandy McDonald said the delivery service is great, can even let them go grocery shopping and pay your bills, etc. You don't have to go yourself.
Even the tax office, even government agencies are getting in on the app, because when we were registering our business, it took us literally 4 days, and we had our business registration certificate done. So even the government, you guys see that the Prime Minister is now pushing this whole digital initiative. He's talking a lot about it, and we absolutely love to see it, because we have been talking about this for a long time, and it seems like he's very serious about really pushing this thing. So we're grateful for that. But yeah, guys, so digital education is a thing now. Edufocal has their PEP Academy. They launched their PEP Academy in September, and it's the
Yes.
only digital academy, I think, in the English speaking Caribbean, because that's just how we do it, right?
Yeah,
And there has
yeah.
been a lot of online classes going on with Zoom and Google Classroom, and teachers are having to become more proficient in the digital space. And you know, it's funny. I've always said that my aunt is a teacher, and I've always had this conversation, and I was like, it cannot be that you're a teacher in a classroom and your students know more about technology than you do. What are you teaching them? If they know about what's happening, they know more about future technology than the teacher who's teaching them math and English. That can't be. So now teachers are forced to know these technologies. I was talking to a teacher friend of mine last week, and he says teaching is a little more tiring for him, and it's a little bit more involved now, because he has to make sure that he know how Zoom work and where go what and what do what, and know how to monitor him students in Zoom. And so it's a little bit more stressful for him, but the more he learns is the more he can appreciate the platform. So digital education, and guys, you see these boom industries that we're talking about. First of all, there's no post-COVID. I know it's tough to hear, but I just want y'all to understand. There's no post-COVID. This is our reality. We may find a cure, and even if we do, it is gonna take a time for us to return to any semblance of normalcy, and that doesn't look like it's gonna happen anytime soon. So what we're predicting is that these boom industries are going to remain digital. They're going to remain online industries, and even when normalcy comes back, you're going to have hybrid of these. So you're going to have hybrid where you can shop online, or you can go into store where you can watch because now I think it was Reggae Sumfest is now online. So you're gonna now have online options to all of these things, because there's no going back. There's
Reggae
absolutely
Sumfest
no
did
going back for us, right?
Reggae Sumfest did an absolutely amazing, huge takeover rollout online,
Right.
and we see where other events are trying to follow that same mold as well.
Yeah. So right, so we're going to be having a lot of hybrid events, guys. It's never going to go back to just in person, because guess what? Now you're getting used to it. Yeah, get used to the bigger for other things online. You're gonna go back, up in our line in our store.
No.
You remember KFC line?
And even going back to the Reggae Sumfest
Friday
thing.
evening at KFC, the line round the block. Nobody has time for that. Nobody has time for that.
Going back to the Reggae Sumfest thing, when they did their stream in August, they doubled their following in the same weekend that it was
and
done,
had
from 48,000 to 90,000
views.
Trust me.
3.5 million. First of all, them can't hold 3.5 million people in anywhere in Jamaica. And that's more people that were there at Jamaica, which means that they had more eyes watching their events, which means more money. Okay. Technology is another area that boom. Then you're going, well, duh, it's digital. But we're talking about hardcore technology here. So who you're looking at here? You're looking at Yakini, and you're looking at Lauren.
Delia.
No, Yakini is right. No man, the guy is
yeah.
Yakini is an absolute genius. He's Jamaican, and he's just, his mind is absolutely insane. He's a software developer, and he's the founder of Pre-Labs, P-R-E-E, like Pre-Me, Pre-Labs. And Pre-Labs is a software development company. He make a product called the Power Pre, which is where you plug your devices and stuff in, and you can manage your devices from anywhere. So say you rush out here, if you forget to turn off the lights in your house, no problem. You get your Power Pre app and check. You lock off your lights. In Jamaica, he created this. And the app that he uses was created by another Jamaican called Christopher Gale, who is the owner of a company called the Gizada Company Limited, and they're also a software development company. So what Yakini and Lauren has done is that they've teamed up with other Jamaicans in a variety of industries, and they're calling themselves, what are they now? The Citizens Response Jamaica.
Yes,
right.
yes.
Citizens Response Jamaica, and they have mass produced that mask that he has on his face. He made it. He has used 3D printing machines to mass produce these masks, and they've given away thousands of them to hospitals. And he's also created a splitter, because with COVID, why it kills so much people? Because it affects your ability to breathe. So what Yakini did, and this is the genius minds that we have right here in Jamaica, what Yakini did was he created a splitter for that breathing machine that they use at hospital. He
Ventilator,
where two people can use the one machine. Brilliant. Do I need to say anymore? So this is a technological invention that you see happening in Jamaica rapidly. There's this viral video, I don't know if you guys saw it, with a shop where they had this whining thing where you put your money, and he made a conveyor belt, and the money come to him, and the goods come to you. Let me tell you something about Jamaican people. We are some of the most creative people on this planet, and I don't care who wants to say nothing about that. I say what I said, okay? The most creative people on the planet, the most ingenious people on the planet. Look at rain time. When I rain time, I see the cat, but I charge people $50 carry one puddle, or carry them cross them back. We are a very entrepreneurial set of people. In fact, Jamaica has been voted in the top 10 most entrepreneurial countries in the world. So this is not something I make up, especially Jamaican women. Jamaican women are in the top 5 most entrepreneurial groups in the world. Not making this up. Go and Google it, right? So we have naturally built-in entrepreneurial spirit, and we can talk about it's because of our struggle and our history, sure, but that's just how we are as a people. And I'm telling you this to say that, guys, the Jamaican saying, wait, say, not one good knows how to run. What's that saying? But take your Anton make fashion. We are the progenitors of this. We know how to take your Anton make fashion, and we have done that ingeniously throughout this entire COVID pandemic. We are a survivalist group of people, yeah. And because of that, we have so much more advantage than other people have. So let's look at some of these advantages. We have a geographical advantage because we're right here. We're there right as so. We are in the middle of one of the busiest trade routes in the world. Smack that everybody have to pass through the Caribbean to get to where they want to go, depending on where they're coming from. Which is why you hear a lot of talks about the logistics hub, right? The logistics hub is something that the government really believes can work because of where we are situated geographically. So we have a geographical advantage. We have a language advantage. Yes, language. Jamaicans are bilingual. You are bilingual. If you speak Jamaican English and you speak Jamaican Creole, congratulations, you're bilingual, because nobody tell you nothing. Patois is a language. We've been told all this time that it's a dialect. It's a language. Proper language. So you're a bilingual person. You looking at me right now, you are bilingual. And what does that mean? It means that we have the best of both worlds, because I mean, come on, Patois is the best language in the world. I mean, French what, right? But because we can speak English, it is easy for large trading companies to do business with us. Yeah, because we speak English. Now we can run serious competition with India and serious competition with China and Asian countries just because we speak English. Just because of that, we have an advantage over them. So instead of saying, why do you think so many BPOs come to Jamaica? Because geography and language. It's easy to do business. And geography also puts us into another position too in terms of the timing. If you are an American business, say you're Apple, and you outsource your customer service to India, you have a problem because of the time difference between America and India. I think India is 12 hours ahead, if I'm not mistaken. So that means if your Apple phone popped down at 2 o'clock in America, 2 p.m., what time is that in India? 2 a.m. Who are you going to get panel at that time? So there is a time difference that is problematic for these companies. There's no such problem in Jamaica because of our geography. We're literally right in your backyard. We're there, right, so right? So that's also another advantage we have. But there's this one extra special advantage that we have. And that's what I was just ranting and raving about just now. Our creativity. We are genius people when it comes to arts, and now we're rising in the technological space because Jamaicans have been responsible for some serious technological advances during this whole COVID thing. There's a Jamaican, his name is Carerrs, who was on the team who built out the COVID response app that the American government was using. Jamaican. And he was on the lead team, and everybody were just, the name just add kind of nothing. He was a lead developer on that team. So we are now rising in the space of technology. And guys, there is no difference between technology and creativity. Because even as a software developer or coder, you have to be a creative, because think of what these things are. You're creating a piece of software based on binary codes, which is ones and zeros. But me and you are looking at it, we're not seeing ones and zeros. We're seeing an image. We're seeing an app. We're seeing this. That's creativity. How the thing gonna look, how it goes on the page, the size, everything. All of these persons who are creating it have to have in mind. So they are creatives as well. So there's no separating technology and creativity either, right? So let's look at technopreneurship, right? And I'm going to start off with our famous thing, right, Monique? Let's do definitions first. Mm-hmm. So a technopreneur, and I love this definition, love this definition, because basically what this definition is saying is that a technopreneur, a technological entrepreneur, they're disruptors, which is why we have the name Digital Disruption Agency, because we are disruptors. We're disrupting the norm, right? So here, this wicked definition now, wicked. A technopreneur starts out with nothing but an idea. So come to think of it. I can talk. I'm a very good speaker. I'm funny. I'm funny. People tell me I'm funny all the time. Funny as in, haha, funny, by the way, because I know some of y'all, right? But funny as in, you get joke. You're a natural jokester, yeah? And you're thinking, so I'm going to say major hype. I'm a funnier than major hype. So what me can do major hype do? And you take up your phone, and just start do a thing, and you put it on Instagram, and your boss. That is different than how it used to be traditionally, because just usually you have to get agent and somebody have to carry you go talk to one producer. You have to stand up out of the gate and wait until I want to steal the gate and wait until the gate open. You go, so little bit, I want CD. Right? Now, there are no gatekeepers anymore with the digital space. There are no gatekeepers. You don't have to wait on somebody to tell you you're funny, or wait on somebody to listen to your mixtape, or wait on somebody to look at your fashion design. You literally put it online, and it's the digital audience who decides if you're relevant, if they want to pay you for this thing, if they're interested, all right? So that's why it started. It starts out with that idea, and then you take that idea into the digital space, which defies existing practices and system, yeah, and thinks of doing things differently. You cannot be a technopreneur if you want to do things the exact same as it always was done before. That not gonna work. So you create a product or a solution that uses the heft and capability of technology, which is the length and breadth, the weight of technology, to change the way something was traditionally done. You're a disruptor. As a technopreneur, you're a disruptor. You have decided that, listen, this is not going to work in the world that we are building for ourselves. We are in the middle of the technological age. You ever hear about the Industrial Revolution? We've passed the technological revolution. We're now in the technological evolution, I said earlier, right? Which means fast. Radio is going to stop becoming a thing. TV probably already stopped becoming a thing, except as a device we use to watch Netflix on. Because I cannot tell you the last time I watched cable, because Netflix and Google, why do I need to pay for cable? I don't, right? Right. So traditional systems, traditional ways of doing things are fast becoming obsolete. Even how we do, especially how we do business, is becoming obsolete. So I love this definition from Dr. That man. Love the definition. So let's
So,
look at, and
so we
this
have
is
a lot
Monique
of
and I's favorite
persons.
thing now. Monique. Yes.
Yes, we have a lot of persons chiming in the chat. By the way, the chat is festive, Kadia.
I
And
see, it's blinking, blinking, blinking. Love
it's
it, love it, love
blinking
it.
non-stop.
Yes.
And we moved from commenting on how beautiful you are to how amazing the presentation is going so
Thank
far.
you. I'm looking
So
for a husband. I'm just putting that out there.
Derval said, Jano and all, nah lie. This is the best of the 3 presentations so far. Oh!
So Dwayne is come here, come on for my proposal.
Yes, yes.
On my knees,
Let-
but I'm on my
call
elbow.
me.
I want Dwayne to know. I want to ask Dwayne if him have a brother, because
Dwayne kind of cute. No, tell you truth.
Right. So also Christopher Gibbons.
Right, yeah.
Kamir Ricketts Minder JA. So he chimed in when you were talking
Yes.
about the work that he was doing.
Yes, I'm a Mind of Jamaica member too. So hey.
Aishiba dropped in and she said this: even those software developers who created the live updates for the 2020 elections here in Jamaica. So that was same Chris.
That was the same. No, it was Lauren.
Yeah,
Lauren
man,
and Chris.
Chris developed it, and it was done through Lauren Peart, who you'd have seen
through
with
Blue Dot.
Citizens
Okay.
Response JA. His
Well,
company
he was
Blue Dot.
Blue Dot.
Yes,
Blue Dot
yes,
Insights.
yeah,
yeah. And Blue Dot Insights is actually a tech company, because they use technology to collect a lot of data about just about everything. Yeah.
Right. So,
but Monique,
yes.
you know, I love this one, right? Fang.
Yes.
So guys, if you guys, Monique, what can we give them as a prize if they guess what the acronym FANG or FAMANG stands for? What we can give them as a prize, Monique? We're gonna think about what we can give them as a prize.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we can guess it, we deserve a prize. Oh Lord. If we can guess it, we deserve a prize. So let's see the guesses. Who can guess what the acronym FANG means? Monique, what's happening?
Vashon.
On Google it.
No, his answer, let's see, is Facebook, Amazon, Alibaba, Netflix, and Google. So Whitney. So Brittany said she's heard us before on our feature on Sun City Radio. Yes, guys.
Our radio show.
Yes.
Okay.
We do the Tech Time show at 10:30 every Tuesday on
Monique,
Sun City 104.9 FM. So
Monique, you see, that is why Monique work together. Because Monique plug everything.
So Whitney came and said Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google.
Ding, 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 ding. That's exactly the answer. That's exactly the answer. Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Microsoft, and Google. Now, Microsoft and Netflix are interchangeable. So the N and the M is interchangeable depending on the time of the year, because their market, their net worth fluctuates. But the newer version is FANG without Microsoft. Without Microsoft. Because what we're really looking at, and you guys see, this is how many, the years that you see here, this is how old these companies are. And the figure that T stands for trillion, honey. Trillion. Yes?
Yeah.
The B for billion, the T for trillion. And what I wanted you guys to know
US
about FANG,
dollars.
US dollars. Now, the FANG companies combined have a net worth of over $4 trillion. And individually and collectively, they're richer than most countries in the world. Like most countries in the world. And I want you guys to tell me what you notice about all 5 of these companies. What do you guys notice about all 5 of these companies? All 5 FANG companies or 6 FANG companies. What have you noticed about them? What is the glaring thing about them? Any takers?
Yes, all right. So somebody said, Vashan said, they are all younger than my teachers.
That's a good one. But no, that's not what we're looking
Veron says
for.
the connection. And Shandine says technological companies. And Toya says,
Bingo. Big up yourself, Shandine.
And
They're
Toya says
all
American
tech companies.
And
American companies, yes.
Saclain, I'm sorry if I butchered your name, Saqlain, said they are online. Lauren co-signed that too. They sent it about the
They
same
are
time.
all tech-based. In fact, they're all tech companies, period. Tech companies, period. And why I put the years there is that I want you guys to realize that the company at the beginning, which is Facebook, and the company at the end, which is Google, and Google is actually a subsidiary of a company called Alphabet Inc. That's the mother company for Google. They're the 2 youngest ones.
1 second, Kadia. So this was interesting, and while it's not 100% true now, but genuinely how they started would attest to this. What Brittany said. Brittany said no brick and mortar. So not just the fact that they are digital or tech companies. In order to run any of these companies, they don't need a physical brick and mortar.
Well, they actually all do have brick and mortars.
Yeah,
but
their
operations are online.
Right. So
Facebook have headquarters all over. In fact, all of these companies have headquarters all over the world.
Right.
But not for for operational purposes, but not to run the actual product. The products are all digital. They make digital products, but for operational purposes, they do have headquarters.
Right.
Yeah.
And why I thought it was so important to mention was at least Amazon store comes to mind, Apple store come to mind immediately.
They both started in the garage.
Yeah, they started without a physical. Them get the brick and mortar when them done make money.
They started in a garage.
Yeah, they started out very small without a lot of resources, and they've grown to where they are now.
With zero resources.
Yeah.
Zero resources. And guys, you notice Facebook is running in the same league as a Apple and a Microsoft, and they're far older than Facebook. You know why? Because of technology. Technology has enabled companies like Facebook and Uber and Airbnb, all tech companies, to reach Fortune 500 status 20 years quicker than their predecessors. It took Microsoft decades to get to here. Facebook is almost at $1 trillion net worth, and they're only 16 years old. That's what I want you guys. That's something else. That's why I have the numbers there. I want you guys to notice. Yeah, it takes far quicker time for tech companies to be successful. And it's not just tech companies in general to be successful because of technology. They didn't have to go through the same things that their predecessors did, who was going through a traditional system. Because guess why? There are no gatekeepers. It's you, the consumer, who decides Facebook's relevance. You decide Netflix relevance. You decide Apple relevance. You decide Amazon relevance. You decide the relevance of these companies. Nobody gets to tell us what we should buy or shouldn't buy anymore. We decide it for ourselves. And this is the power that digital has given to consumers. Because now, consumers, I don't need Kardashian tell me to buy something, most likely if Kardashian tell me to buy online. But you get to decide what is relevant to you and where you're going to spend your money. And that is why companies are growing so fast. All right. Top 10 in and let's look at Airbnb quick because this is one of my favorite stories. How did Airbnb get started? Guys, if you guys can drop down in the comments and tell me, how do you think Airbnb got started? It's a very interesting story. Anybody? The person who said they listened to us on Tech Time on our radio show, you're supposed to know the answer to this because this was a trivia question we did on the radio show. How did Airbnb got started? And in fact, Airbnb started in, was it 2015, Monique?
I'll confirm for you.
I think they're less than 10 years old. Monique, go and check for me when they started.
Yes, August 2008.
2008. So they're what, 12 years old?
Yeah.
August 2008. And how did they start?
All right, guys, I'm waiting on your responses in the chat. How did Airbnb get started? All right, so we don't have anybody responding yet. Them still.
All right, they probably don't have that. Now, Airbnb is valued at $18 billion. It's an $18 billion company. And Airbnb was started as an air mattress on somebody's floor in their living room. It started out as an air mattress. These were college students who were broke and pauperized, like we tend to be in college. And they decided that they were going to rent out an air mattress in them living room.
Yes.
And that's how Airbnb got started.
What was happening is that
they part. And that air went from the air mattress to the air, meaning digital,
virtual,
online.
No,
virtual,
there was a huge conference happening in their neck of the woods, and all of the hotels were booked out, and everything was booked out, and they were three broke guys trying to figure out how it is that they could make some extra cash, and they literally bought, I think it was 3 or 4 air mattresses, blew them up, and put it out online for persons to rent for the conference, and people came.
I think they put it out on Craigslist. I think Craigslist is where they put out the ads.
Right? Mm-hmm. And people
rented out the mattresses.
And they rented it out. And that's how Airbnb started.
You see what the definition of a technopreneur? It starts with an idea. And you create a product or a solution that circumnavigates or subverses, I'm using words that are probably not even real, but ideas that are not meant for traditional spaces, right? And that's how you start out as a technopreneur. So guys, let's explore some of the top 10 in-demand digital skills that you probably already have, and people think, oh my God, I forgot to do some excitement course, I'm going to go to university for 4 years. Christopher Gale, who's the owner of Gizzard, he dropped out of UTech in his first year. And you know why he dropped out? Guys, we have a podcast called the Digital Jamaica Podcast. If you're looking for inspiration from Jamaican technopreneurs, that's the podcast that you guys need to listen to. Shameless plug, because we only talk to technopreneurs in Jamaica. And we spoke to Chris. And when Chris was in 7th grade, Chris was getting cease and desist letters from the makers of, anybody know Dragon Ball Z? Any anime nerd in here like myself? He was getting cease and desist letters from the creators of Dragon Ball Z. You know why? Because he was taking their codes and making the scenes and the characters way better, and persons were starting to play his game over the Dragon Ball Z game. All he did was found the source codes online, took the source codes and completely recreated Dragon Ball Z, and they got upset, got in feelings, because people preferred his version of Dragon Ball Z to their version. And so they threatened to sue him, a big American corporation threatening to sue a 7th grader in Jamaica because he made a better game than they did.
So you have a lot of anime fans in the chat. I can't even relate. I can't even
These are my
relate.
peoples.
I can't
These
even
are my
relate
peoples.
to half of the responses.
These are my peoples.
So Broderick
Yes,
said
sir.
Akira Toyama. And
Yes, sir.
Sachelle says My Hero Academia. Somebody else had
You guys were special. I knew you guys were special though.
Yeah,
These are my people's, Monique.
Yeah, and a lot of toy animation, funimation.
Don't stress yourself. It is what
Okay.
it is. Yes.
Okay, and
these are my peoples.
Yeah, and some
So
Naruto and Boruto.
Naruto, yeah, Naruto is like you can't say
Hunter
you're an
times
anime fan if you
Hunter.
never. Yeah.
Ban and King are live.
All right, Monique. All right.
All right. Yeah, you have company. That's the point.
I have company. All right. So Christopher Gale, I'm telling you the story. Paid a lot of money to go to university. In the first year. He's like, but what you guys are teaching me, I already know. I know more because what you guys are teaching me is old information actually, and I kind of know way more than you guys. So no, thanks, but no. And he didn't go back. He literally stopped school in his first year. No, granted, Fee might look a bit more genius than the regular man. You understand? Because he has a natural proclivity towards that. But I'm telling you right now, universities are in trouble. Universities are in trouble because we are experiencing, this is what we call the information age. And that's why I said it's technical evolution, because we have different ages. So now we're in the information age part of our technical evolution, meaning that now more than ever, it's an unprecedented time for knowledge. Unprecedented, which is why I wonder how they are Trump supporters, but we're not going to do that today. But there's an unprecedented time. This is an unprecedented time for knowledge and knowledge acquisition more than anything else, right? Which means that Kadia Francis, who don't know nothing about graphic design, can go watch 2 videos on YouTube and suddenly be a graphic designer, and I'm charging you for my skills, sir, ma'am. Yes, Kadia, who know nothing about website development, go on YouTube and read some research papers, because I read a lot of research paper. And all of a sudden means a web developer, I'm going to charge you for my services. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I'm not charge you less than where an expert would charge you either, because you get a website. Your website don't look no different from anybody else's website. You get a bashy website, right? So we're charging you for the bashiness, right? The information age, that is what technology has done for us. So let's now look into some of the in-demand digital skills. And these are skills that are in demand now, and they're going to be in demand. But let me tell you something. It changes so rapidly that these skills are always going to be in demand, but even newer skills are going to come on the market. Every time a new development happens in tech, new jobs are created, right? Digital marketing, which is what Monique does. Monique is a digital marketing expert. In fact, Monique may have taught some of you. If any of you guys have ever been to iCreate to do a DMI course, Monique was probably a tutor, right? So Monique is an expert digital marketer. And let me tell you, it's not just digital marketing, but different areas. There's so many different areas within digital marketing that you can explore. There's social media management. Now that more businesses are going online and them don't have a clue what's happening here, they're going to need somebody who's an expert at social media to help them build out their digital brand identity and make sure that the company is properly represented in the digital space. Now, and then you also have content marketing. So you have social media marketing, content marketing, website marketing, email marketing, search engine optimization specialist. Now that is a whole job description by itself, because let me tell you something, that's hard to do, because there's so many rules when you're trying to rank your website on a Google or a Bing, right? Google have a thing called white hatting, and they have black hatting, which is where you use keywords, and if you use too much keywords, they call it keyword stuffing. It's a headache. So you need somebody who specializes in this area to be able to help you navigate so your website can be ranked. So when you go up on Google and you type in something that you would normally, plumber. I want my website to be the first website to show up for plumber. Now, Google uses two things. They uses the keyword, which is plumber, and they uses the location, which is Jamaica. So it is the website that has the most hits for the keyword plumber in that geographical location. That's the results that Google is gonna return to you. So what Google wants to be able to do is return the best results for the words that you're searching for, which is why sometimes you see Google say, did you mean, because when I think that you really want to type, did you mean, so they can return the best possible results to you. So you want your website to be able to rank, but it's hard to do, so you need a specialist to be able to do it. So there are several areas under digital marketing that you can explore. Just that one heading alone I can think of 50 different jobs that you can do, 50 different services that you can offer under the heading digital marketing that you can make some money from right now, okay? The next area, digital customer service. If you should send a message to, say you're on Facebook and you want to say, in fact, anywhere, say you have a digital phone or a flow phone or you bank with Scotia or NCB or whatever, and something happens and you need to get through money, go link them on Facebook, link them on Facebook Messenger, send them a tweet, send them a DM on Instagram, and within no time they're responding because they have realized the value of digital customer service. Now that now that digital has given consumers so much power, you know what come with power? Options. And that is where the real power lies, in your options. I don't need you. You need me. So when me message you, you need to respond to me in a reasonable amount of time, or guess what? I've got options. So that is why digital customer service is so important, because now that they have options, you don't want to turn them off. And digital consumers are very picky, and I'm very impatient. All right, so you need a digital customer service. So when you go on a website and you see a chatbot pops up, there's somebody behind that chatbot who's getting paid to sit behind that screen to talk to you on a chatbot. Okay, so that's something that you can offer. You yourself can offer that to companies like digital. Start your own digital customer service agency. Ain't nothing but a thing. Start it and start offering your services to people. It's going to be necessary. It's necessary now, and it's going to be even more so necessary, especially now that especially social media channels are incorporating more business features into social media channels because they want to retain viewership. So more business features are now being incorporated, which means that these platforms are becoming more business tools than anything else. And if there are business tools and operational tools, they're going to need people to operate them, right? Content creators. I think I prefer that title to anything else, digital content creator, because I create a lot of content. I have a blog, we have a podcast, we have this agency, we do a ton of training sessions, we build out courses from scratch. We are content creators, and content creators could be for any type of content on your website. It could be written content, it could be visual content. Okay, so if you are good at making videos, or if you are good at speaking or writing, you're a content creator, which brings me to the next one. Well, one after this. Graphic designers. Guys, everywhere you look, your world is enveloped in graphic design. You guys are looking at my screen right now. This is a graphic design you're looking at. You guys look at any product that you've ever bought, the label, the packaging, the look and feel of the product, graphic design. You guys go and look at how Instagram look, graphic design. Every single thing you look at has an element of graphic design in it, guys. So these people were never out of a job, and then worse not go out of a job now. Okay, it's probably one of the most stable jobs you can have as a graphic designer, right? And following that is what we call a UI or UX, UI and UX designer. Now, UI means user interface and UX means user experience. Now, say for instance, you take up your phone and I'm going to go on Instagram, yeah? Let me go on Instagram. First of all, You guys see how this is graphic design you're looking at. The logo. You see the logo for the apps, the whole app logos look. Somebody designed that, right? So if I should go on Instagram, you see how Instagram is laid out with the stories at the top and your DM at the side. That's graphic design. But more importantly, it's called what we call user interface design. And the interface is what you are looking at. Now remember that behind this interface is a whole heap of codes. Just codes. But what that code comes together to do is to show you something that you can look at and make sense of, which is an image or text or whatever. Now how that is laid out on a page is what we call a user interface. The user experience is how you experience the thing. So you know that when you go to Instagram and you click on that button, the home button, it's going to take you to home. And if you click on this button, you can see everybody who like your thing. And if you click on this button, that's what we call the user experience. It's a part of the user interface, but user interface and user experience goes together because one, they both affect each other, because if the interface isn't laid out properly, you're not going to have a good experience using this particular app. And apps are so expensive to make that they have to get the UI and the UX done right, or you're not going to want to use the app. And even these apps are free. They can offer these apps for free because they get a lot of buy-in. Instagram have billions of downloads of their app, and that alone is why they can offer it to you for free, because they have users, and what they do is they leverage you as a user to make money. That's how Instagram, that's how social media platforms make money. That's why they're free, because the fact that you are on it and you're viewing it, it means that they can sell ad space, so they might use your eyes to make money, right? So that's why they can offer it for free. But if you don't like Instagram, okay, you don't like how it look, you don't like it, look janky, I'm terrible, like what is this, you're not going to use it. So they spend a lot of money making sure that interface is laid out properly, you can navigate it, it's easy, there's a flow to it, and if you go from this to this to that and that, which is why the squares in Instagram is set up the way it is set up. All right, guys, so these people make a lot of money as well. Copywriters are actually content creators too. But when we're talking about, we're talking about for email marketing is one of the highest converting marketing tools there is right now. If you are really good at writing emails, you can make money writing emails for a company. Yeah. If you are good at writing, you can make money writing website copy. Now, guys, when you go on a website, you see that text that you see on a website, somebody had to think that through and write that out, and it's laid out in a particular way. So when you go on the front of a website, what you see first, what you see second, what you see third, that's UI, UX, and copywriting all working together to make the experience a good one for you on the website. All right. But now you have social media copywriters, people who write captions for social media posts, because it is so important that your caption grabs people, that your caption is interesting to people, so you can contextualize what it is that you're posting so people can make sense of it. But if you have this long rambling ongoing caption and nobody can make sense of it, nobody's gonna read it, and you're not gonna get the level of engagement that you need to get. So now you have people who are offering copywriting services for social media as well. Guys, let me tell you something. You can make up a job description online and offer the service. Nobody now gonna question if that's a real thing, as long as the service that you're offering is something that you can actually deliver on. That's a whole other thing. Video and audio editing. So we have a weekly show on Thursdays called Digital Jamaica Live, and we talk a lot about marketing and technology and business and how you can use we talk a lot about that. That's, in fact, it's a tech show. But one of our sponsors is Ubiquity Studios, run by a guy by the name of Shango. And Shango is what we call a live video production manager. live video production manager. So if you've ever seen inside of a TV studio, you see the guys with the big camera sitting and pointing at the presenter or the anchor, the news anchor, that's literally what he does behind a computer. He literally sits at home and does this behind a computer. So if you guys have a Zoom chat, or if there's some Zoom conference or Zoom summit happening, he produces it. So you see names coming up when face come up, and you see a quote from what they say coming up. That's a production. That's an entire production happening. Look like CNN, yeah, production, and he makes money doing that. But and what is a little bit below that, not as excitement as that, because that is a highly technical digital skill, is video and audio editing. Now again, when we do that video, when we do that live, Shango produces it, and we get the video and we can edit the video and do what we want with it. We also have a podcast, and guys, a podcast is a very good way of branding yourself and putting yourself out there. We're going to talk about it. So we need somebody, when we have recorded the interview with the person, that person needs to know, edit the audio to make sure that it sounds good, because now imagine you having an earphone in your ears and you hear it's jarring. So you have to make sure that the sound quality is good. You have to make sure that there's not any sounds happening in the background. You have to make sure that you can actually hear the speaker. Somebody has to edit that audio. Okay, so if you're good at video and audio editing, you can make money. Platform support. Now, platform support is a new one. This is a COVID response career, or COVID response skill. Lots of businesses who, and you guys may have heard that now you can actually have an annual general meeting online. There's been a law passed now that you can have annual general meetings online. And because of that, now big companies who have to have their annual general meeting as a matter of law, they're now using platforms like Zoom and StreamYard and OB and all of this to stream their annual general meeting. But some of them don't know what they're doing, don't have a clue what they're doing. So you who know Zoom, and you know how to use StreamYard, and you know how to use OB, you can offer them your service to set up them annual general meeting online for them. And I know people who have been doing that. In fact, we do that, right? So that's what we call platform support. People who need help setting up them Instagram page, or setting up them social media page, or setting up them email. These are platforms, and you can offer support in just to set up, not the management or anything, just to set it up. You can offer somebody that service and charge them a setup fee, right? Developers, all sorts of developers, website developers, app developers, all sorts of developers are in demand right now, because more websites are popping up now that people know that. Because listen, if you're not online, you don't exist. So now that people know that they need to be online, everybody's wanting to get a website, everybody wanting to get a social media, everybody wants an app, right? All these food delivery apps that have popped up in the last couple months, right? So app developers, software developers, web developers, all of these developers are in high demand. And the last one is speakers, like me. Companies who are now, so there has been a ton, and some of you may have been involved with them, of free training programs happening in Jamaica since May. And these are people, Brittany Stewart, your videos on love, and these are people who are I lost my train of thought. So the people are looking for experts to come and talk about things. Okay, what is going to happen with the economy now that COVID is a thing, and what is going to happen with digital now that digital is a thing, and so we need experts. We always need experts, because remember, as a news anchor, you're not the expert in this thing. So you need the experts to tell you what's going to happen, and people still listen to experts. This is not America. People still listen to experts, right? So they're always needing experts and people who are actually in the field doing anything to come. So they're always looking for speakers. So if you have knowledge and expertise in a particular area or thing, you can offer yourself as either a consultant or a speaker, and you can earn some money that way. Monique, is there anything you want to add to this list? Any other emerging skills that you want to add to this list?
Okay, so I think that this list is pretty comprehensive. We again, our chat has remained festive, um, and persons have been chiming in when you were talking about the design. They were saying yes, and we can actually see the evolution of things like Instagram, because we've seen it come from one step, come full circle, right now. Um,
They're
uh,
always and applications like the social media platform, guys. They're always looking for a way to make your experience better, because the longer they can keep you on the platform is the more ads they can sell. So they're always looking for they're adding more features to keep you busy. They're adding more things to for sparkle your eye, right? Because they need to keep you on the platform. So you're gonna always see these Facebook upgrade them platform. Oh Lord, Facebook upgrade them platform almost every day. Something change on Facebook, right? It's because they're always trying to make sure that you're having a good experience, because they want to keep you on the applications longer.
So we had a question from Janelle asking, can I
Right.
start a podcast from home? And the answer is absolutely yes,
That's
Janelle.
yes. I started the podcast from home. I started the podcast without this mic. I literally started the podcast recording from this phone like this, because this is where the like this recording, and uploading it to my computer and editing it, and then we get fancy. And get my fancy mic, talk to me nice. Get my fancy mic that I broke and don't have an elastic around. And it has completely evolved the podcast, because the sound quality is now superb. But guys, listen, you see all of these jobs that we're telling you about here, so you don't have to leave your house to do any of them. You don't have to leave your house to do any of them. Right there in your yard. So
Yes.
yes, my love, you can start a podcast at home. And in fact, I want to encourage people to start podcasts, because guys, people want to hear what it is that you have to say. If you have if you don't have something nothing sensible to say, then it's not for you, right? But if you have something sensible to say, or if you have a different opinion or a different take on something, or if you're an expert in a particular field and you have an experience of this thing. In fact, if any of you guys here are in high school or in college, start a podcast about college life. Start a podcast about high school life. You'll be surprised that you get people who want to listen to what it is that you guys have to say, and want to hear what your experiences have been. Anything else in the chat, Monique? Any other questions?
Okay. So we had persons chiming in even with the podcast. Joelle saying that she can use Anchor to do that.
Yes.
There are a lot of comments the synthesis and stuff between Instagram and Facebook. Tyrese asked, how do I become a platform supporter? Tyrese, please clarify what you mean. I'm not sure.
We said because one of the skills I have is platform support.
Okay.
Right. And platform support is like if I'm not sure who Zoom we are using, but if the person who set up this Zoom chat did know what they were doing setting up the Zoom chat, they could have offered, what's his name, Tyrese?
Yes.
Tyrese could have offered his services. If Tyrese knew about Zoom or knew how to set up a Zoom, he can offer them. He can offer his services to set up the platform for them, and offer supports for them, like moderation support, or they can pay him to make sure that after him set it up, that anything that happens while the session is going on, he's there to fix it or sort it out. So that's what we mean by platform support, and that happens for any digital platform, whether it's social media or web conferencing or any kind of these online platforms that need somebody to just set it up for them. Then you can offer yourself as a platform support.
The Sean is asking, how can I start selling my technical skills as online services?
I'm glad you asked, my dear, because that's what we're coming to right now. Any other question before we get to that, Monique? That has to do with what we were just talking about.
No, there are more persons asking about, I want to know how to market and publish my business more, other things that would kind of come out in our Q&A. So you can continue.
All right, guys. And now we're going to look at getting started, which is what I think you guys are waiting on, right? So I've said all of these things. I've told you that it's possible. I told you that it is doable. All right. And guys, let me go back to this quick. Content creator could also include influencers. In fact, influencers could come under the digital marketing category as well as influencer marketing, because guys, influencer marketing has skyrocketed during COVID. Why? Social media is a social space. You're going there for fastening up people business, for pass the time, for browse, you know, FOMO and all of that. Imagine in the middle of you relaxing in your bed, scrolling. And what she wear? No, that not look good. Imagine in the midst of you doing that, one ad pop up from Digicellers, you're gonna be upset. So businesses have to approach social media differently. They have to do what we call the soft approach, the soft sell approach, which means them can't barge in and go cash for gold, buy out the gold. Imagine you're in a nice restaurant, you're on a nice hot date, and the restaurant pop in, and in walk a cash for gold man. Cash for gold. It is going to interfere with the experience you are having. And platforms don't like anybody that interfere with the user experience. They spend a lot of money making sure that the user can have a good experience. So they will penalize you. So businesses have to be very careful how they use social media. So instead of going direct and doing the hard sell, buy from me, buy now, them use pretty people like Monique. Pretty people like Lexi, our friend Lexi. And pretty people like, you guys can drop
like
any names you
Kadia.
guys want to drop. You guys know a lot of influencers on social media, I know. And the pretty people them go with them pretty smile going, I use digital because it's amazing. And you're gonna buy from them people then. Why? Because they're pretty. And you like them and you think you know them and you're a member of their community. And word of mouth is still the best marketing tool ever. And word of mouth has trickled into the digital space, because now who do you ask for recommendations? Your community. You're going to send out a tweet and go, anybody know me can find a good plumber? That's where you go now for recommendations, right? So if this person is a leader in a space or in a particular industry, you're going to trust their recommendation. You're going to trust, and then you think you know them, you think you're my friend, yeah, because on exchange DMs or exchange messages. So on a bosom body now, you know, hi best friend, right? So anything they tell you, you're going to be less skeptical about it because it's coming from an everyday person like me and you. Digicel can tell you all day, say them, or a new company, say a new company that makes lipstick. Them can't tell you all day, say them lipstick is great. But if you not see nobody I use the lipstick, you know, really, you're go, so your lipstick so great and nobody now use it, sis. You know what I mean? So if you have an influencer, somebody in this space telling you that, yeah man, me use this, and I mean, look at me, I'm popping, yeah, it's because I use so and so ear oil, yeah, my ear is shiny, right? So the influencer marketing is also a big thing. So I left that out and I just wanted to chuck that in there for you guys. And it's so easy to be an influencer. You just be an interesting person. That's really all you need to be an influencer. Just be interesting and have something interesting to say. Have a particular skill like a Jackie Aina. How many of you know Jackie Aina? Jackie. How many of you know Jackie Aina, right? She's an African American beauty influencer with over 3 million people on her YouTube page and another almost 2 million on her Instagram page, and she's making the coins, okay? And all she did was she used to work at MAC and she learned how to do makeup from there. And that's how she does. She don't talk about makeup. And companies pay her to talk about their makeup. Pay her a lot of money too. Right? So there we go. All right, guys. But how do you get any of these started? What is the first thing you guys need to do? Where do you start? Right. The first place to start is by doing some research. You cannot get around the research, guys, right? So whether it's YouTube, Google, Bing, or Yahoo, you have a ton of search engines. You have a ton of ways you can find information. And again, we're in the information age, so most of this information is free. So you have to do your research to find out, okay, what is the market asking for? What are the things that are available? What are people in, because this is what I want you guys to understand. You don't have to be offering these services to Jamaicans, you know. You don't have to be offering this service in Jamaica. You could be offering this service in America, Japan, China. Anybody anywhere can take advantage of your services. So what you need to do is you need to look and say, okay, what are other people in other markets doing? What are Americans doing? Okay, so she has sell fair book. She write a book and she has sell her own book. She publish her own book online. Me want to write a book. Me want to publish a book. Okay, this person have an online store and they must sell online. Me want to have a look at online store too. So you go and you do some research to see how are people actually making money online and how do they do it. So this is why research is so important, guys, right? The second thing you need to do is you need to upskill yourself. Somebody's skills, somebody's talents are going to come naturally to you, but natural talent is not enough. You need to actually be able, you need to, first of all, you need to be able to understand the language, the lingo, okay? What do we mean by content development and content marketing and SEO and apps and web development? What do these things mean, okay? So you need to be able to understand the language and you need to be able to develop the skill. Now, these are some companies in Jamaica, including ours, and ILE, who actually offer you skills training. Now, Kingston Creative at the end, if you're into the creative space, so you make things like soap and jewelry, like this one, Monique, looks familiar. Monique actually made this, guys. So what a lot of you guys don't know is that Monique is actually an artist. Monique makes jewelry. And Monique made this for me, right? So Kingston Creative, even JBDC, guys, they offer training for persons, and some of these trainings with Kingston Creative and JBDC, you get a lot of free training, but with the other institutions like ILE, I know ILE having a digital career course coming up that we are actually developing and teaching. So if you guys are a part of that, you'll see me. I'll be your tutor, I'll be your lecturer, right? And Monique as well would be a lecturer part-time as well. And there's also iCreate, who was really one of the first institutions in Jamaica to really offer digital marketing. They mostly do digital marketing and digital marketing kind of skills training. Most of what they do, I see now that they're teaming up to actually do coding, to offer coding and stuff like that as well. So you don't have to look anywhere outside of Jamaica to get the training that you need. The expertise is right here, and you can upskill yourself in that way. The second thing you need to do is digital branding. You need to start putting yourself out there and building awareness around what you do. And the best way to do that is to start talking. And I use myself again as an example. I literally created a social media page and I started telling people what I know, which was digital. And I literally just started talking. And talking don't necessarily mean talking like this. It could mean writing a blog, starting a blog. It could be starting a podcast. It could be producing article paper. It could be doing
All right, guys. So it seems like Kadia is frozen for a bit, but she will be back on with you shortly. So we're on the frame, on the overarching concept of digital branding. And it is so important for each and every one of us to show up in the online space in a way that actually represents you, that showcases you. Kadia, you're muted.
I got cut off.
All right.
Oh my days. Yes.
So we saw digital branding and I kind of just jumped in. So giving you a second to bring, I said we saw the slide on digital branding and I kind of just jumped in highlighting or emphasizing the importance of actually creating and building your own digital your own digital brand. So that's happening while you are bringing that information back up right now.
Yes. Give me
Right.
1 minute. Guys, I'm not sure what happened. My internet just went.
Yes, it's decided to have a moment. Uh,
Yes.
Clayton, I see your messages. I'm going to respond to you privately shortly. Um, yes, persons are chiming
Can you see
in.
my screen now?
It's yes, we see digital branding. Good to go.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
So I will,
awesome.
before I cut off, guys, I was saying, especially LinkedIn. LinkedIn are going with a bag of things in the people. LinkedIn are going with a bag of things. In fact, LinkedIn is looking more like a social media channel and not necessarily a social networking channel, because before LinkedIn was squarely a social networking channel for professionals. And now LinkedIn is moving more into the social media channel for entertainment, less formal now than they used to be before. But LinkedIn is a great space for you to meet industry leader. In fact, I'm giving you guys homework, and the homework is you guys need to go and start a LinkedIn page. You guys have homework. Go and start a LinkedIn page, start your blog, start your podcast, start exercising your expertise. But no matter where you start, make sure that you guys have a LinkedIn page and that you are telling people on LinkedIn what it is that you are doing, because there's money that you can make from building a network on LinkedIn more than any other social media platforms. Okay, guys? Money to be made, because this is where you're almost talking directly so more than any other social media platform, LinkedIn is where you'll find high net worth people. And that's a fancy way of saying rich people. People with money, right? They tend to be on LinkedIn because they tend to be industry leaders. They tend to be the big business owners. A friend of ours, Joel Namdarkam, he we were having a conversation on Twitter about how LinkedIn boasts, and he put it on LinkedIn and he said, and he tagged the owner of LinkedIn and said, love what you're doing. And he responded in quick and fast time. The owner of LinkedIn made a comment on Joel's thing and said, thank you so much. We're glad to have you. And now Joel is sliding in the DMs like, so what you guys, you don't want some Jamaican flavor over on LinkedIn? That's what's happening right now. Why? Because he tagged the owner of LinkedIn into his thing. It is so easy, guys, to make connections with everybody. I literally had a whole 2-day conversation with Google. Literally had a whole 2-day conversation with Google, because I don't remember what they were doing. I think it was some coding thing that they were doing, and the minds of Jamaica were involved, and I was reposting something and I tagged them in it. I know they follow me, talk to me nice, right? Because they tag them. Twitter is the easiest place for you to meet. Somebody is unmuted.
Look at it. The main road is gone.
Whosoever have that Gordon Town thing playing, can you mute, please? Thank you. All right. So even on Twitter, it's the easiest place for you to make these connections. And this is the thing: the people on these platforms, the personality actually shift, because before you have to talk to the secretary, and the person never yet available when you talk to the secretary. So you had people who you had to go to 3 different people before you could get to the manager or the owner of a company, not online. Because as a digital consumer, they understand that if these people can't reach out and talk to you directly, you can lose their business. So they make themselves available online. And a lot of them are willing to share tips and give you advice. Don't bomb the people them instantly. Build a relationship with them first, and then you ask them for advice, and then you can start asking for opportunities. But you have to build that relationship first. All right, guys. The next thing you guys need to do is you can start getting your feet wet. You don't have to rush full time into this thing, because for a long time I was doing this part-time and working part-time at a company, because my background is law. I have a law degree. So for a long time I was working at a law company, and part-time I was freelancing, doing training, etc. So guys, if you're tentative, if you're still if about it, get your feet wet by doing some freelancing work, right? And this could be a little digital side hustle. You're in college, you need some extra money and thing, you could use as a side hustle while you're going through college. So there's freelancer, there's Upwork, and there's a new Jamaican company called The Hive, and it's a freelancing platform where you can register yourself on that platform as a freelancer so people can find the work that you are doing. And of course, everybody know Fiverr. No, guys, I only mention Fiverr because I want you guys to have a fulsome picture of what's available. But can I tell you that I hate Fiverr and Upwork? I hate Fiverr and Upwork because it's almost as if might as well they do it for free. It's so ridiculous. But what's worse, now that COVID is a thing, it is hard to make much money off of these platforms because the supply is more than the demand. Because now everybody going to Upwork and everybody's going to Fiverr, which is why I'm glad we now have a Jamaican version, which is The Hive. Please go and check them out, guys. And if you want to get your feet wet and start testing, and seeing what's out there and what you can do and how it actually works, that's a great place to start. And the last thing, guys, is that you need to develop your portfolio. If you're a writer, there's a it's called MOOC. Is it MOOC? There's a portfolio space for writers. I think it's called MOOC. MOOK. I'm gonna tell you in a minute. But there's 99 designs. So if you're good at drawing, you can draw logos and you can make design logos and stuff. 99 design is actually like a bidding platform where you can go on and somebody say, okay, I want a logo, and they give you the specification and you can design a logo, and then they pick which one they want from the submissions that they get. This one is called Artsy. So if you're a painter or whatever, you can upload your painting onto Artsy and people can actually buy directly from you from Artsy. And then there is Behance, right? That you can just do sample designs and stuff and put them on. There's Dribble, which is this one here, that you can also do designs and put on Dribble as well. And so guys, and these are all free platforms to use except Artsy. Artsy is not free, but most of these platforms are free. Guys, YouTube, make a YouTube video about your stuff, and that's an instant portfolio right there. Even your social media can act as a portfolio if it is that you are putting your work out on social media. Pinterest is also a good place, although you have to be careful about copyrighting the work, right? I'm hearing the conversation. Just a minute, guys. I want to tell you what the name of the if you're a writer, the platform that you can start building your writing portfolio on. It is called MuckRack. MuckRack. So if you're a writer and you want to start writing for magazines and stuff, you can start building up your portfolio. They go there, they look at what you have, and they'll tell you whether or not they're interested in you writing for them. Guys, reach out to these people too. You want to write for a fader or you want to write for any publication, reach out to them and tell them that, listen, you want an opportunity, but you're going to start out as a little junior intern where you're just doing some editing work for writers and then you build your way up. Reach out. They use these social media platforms to reach out to these people. Guys, just a moment.
Okay, Kadia, you're still muted.
Okay, here you go. Sorry, there was some noise in my background. Just a minute, guys. Let me bring up back. the screen. And the last thing, guys, and this is not something that is very popular in Jamaica, but I could not talk to you guys about this without talking about crowdfunding, because a lot of these tech companies started out by people giving them their money for make a product, or people paying them to create content. So Patreon, for instance, this one here. Patreon, if you watch YouTubers, your most popular YouTubers, you hear them go, guys, subscribe to my Patreon and you can get the content 2 whole days earlier, ad free. Because Patreon is a platform mostly for creative, mostly for content creators, where people literally subscribe to your Patreon and they pay you a subscription fee per month for the content that they want to see. People legit pay for content they want to see. That's why you have Netflix. Right? So if you're a content creator, you can sign up for Patreon and people will pay for the content that they want to see. There's Kickstarter, there's Indiegogo, there's GoFundMe, there's all of these crowdfunding platforms. So if you have a really good idea for a product, right? And these are mostly product based. So you have a really good idea for a product and you don't have the startup capital, crowdfunding is a great way, especially a tech product. Crowdfunding is a great way to go about getting the capital you need to start. So guys, it's now 2:45. We now have 45 minutes to answer all the questions you want to ask. If you guys want to come on and talk to me and Monique, you raise your hand and we'll bring you on so we can hear what it is that you have to say. And we can talk to you directly. If you have any questions, you want to ask us the questions directly, fine. Now is the time, guys. We have all the time now, and I'm going to stop sharing to answer all your questions.
Awesome.
All right, I see
awesome,
Christopher
awesome.
Gibbon raise him hand quick
and Sachelle, well, they were raised from within the presentation.
Oh, okay.
So we Kadia, you're supposed to know. You're supposed to know. Persons were so engaged. Christina, a minute ago, asked how much longer because she wants to run away to the ladies' room, but she don't want to miss anything. So she must risk it. Christina, go and come back or walk with the
Christina,
phone.
we're gonna give you a couple minutes to go and come back, yeah. Go and give Christina guys, you know what? Let's take a break. Let's take a quick 5-minute or let's take a quick 10-minute break, guys. So if you want to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. If you need to refresh yourself, get a nice little juice, you know, eat some more your Sunday dinner. You have 10 minutes, so we will come back at 5 minutes to 3. I'm gonna be here, I'm not going anywhere, but we can come back at 5 minutes to 3 and we can pick up so nobody misses anything. Christopher, I see a hand up, please to keep it up. Sachelle, I see a hand up. Who else? Jamal, I see a hand up. Guys, make sure so it's not accidental on an accidental reason, honey, no, not to actually want to come on and talk, okay? So we'll be back at 1:45. In fact, let's come back at 3 o'clock. Let's just come back at 3. All right, guys. So we're going to take a quick intermission and come back at 3.
Kadia, thank you so much so far. Going really good. There was a DJ person inside the room. I wonder if that person can give us some clean music while we take the break, and that way we can check out.
Yes.
If they're really good. I think it was Kim Possible.
Impossible. Drop some rhythm.
Kim Possible. I keep it PG. I'm gonna stop recording just in case. But yeah, show off your skills and let's see what's possible.
All right. So Kim Possible, you have an opportunity now to show some skills. Don't disappoint us. Oh, guys, and also please to drop your Instagram handles in the chat. Let's follow each other. Let's support each other online. Don't drop on a personal page. Nobody not interested on a personal page. Drop on a business page, please, or on a personal brand page. Thank you. Sachelle Semer.
So that we can contact you and anybody else that's having one of these online parties can contact you as well. Really, really good job. Thank you so much. Kadia, Monique, over to you.
All right. Awesome stuff, DJ. That was great. The music was great. So I see, wish you had come in earlier, but what that shows is that you were ready because you just start drop tune. So a good DJ always have a playlist in them head ready to drop. So that was awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. Guys, are we having a good time? I'm having a good time. I don't know about y'all. I'm having a good time. Let us know in the chat if you're having a good time. This is time well spent. All right, guys? All right. All right, everybody, I say yes, full join themselves. And we're learning too. So you see, learning can be fun. All right? Somebody says still, Gavin says still dying at big up the peanut man. Ricardo, go and check your food and don't burn your Sunday dinner, please. All right, so Monique, are we ready for the hands up questions now?
Yes, we are ready.
All right then, so Christopher, we have sent a request asking you to
Unmute.
All right, you heard me?
Hey Christopher, how you doing?
I'm doing absolutely well. I'm doing well.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hi,
All right.
Chris.
Hi, Monique. I must say the presentation has been great thus far, has been super great. All right, and good job. All right, so my question is, right? So for the longest while, for let's say 2.5 years, I have been in limbo with college. Like I I I became a bit self-aware, right, and start understanding that hey, I have an immense passion for media and production, right. And then over time, I started developing social media skills, learning about digital marketing and social media marketing, till even Minds of Jamaica, right, which I'm a mentee of Tamara and Sashi,
McHale.
right, and Sashin, right. So I'm doing a full-on social media and digital marketing mastery course, right?
Right.
But it's like every day that I am a part of a session just like this and learning more about digital marketing and business in general, my mind is being pushed away from school, like what I'm doing in college, because I don't have any interest whatsoever. So like, and
What are you
even
doing in
though
college? What are you
I am
studying?
actually doing my bachelor's in physical education and sports.
Oh, okay.
Right. So what actually got me to college was the love for basketball. Then after I won a championship, everything just changed because it wasn't fulfilling. So my question is like what do I really do in a position like this? Being at school, I've been doing a lot of media and production stuff, right? I tried to help the school with the media, graphic designing, yada yada yada,
So
with
is it
the
that you
union.
can't switch your major? You can't switch?
I'm actually, let's say I'm in fourth year.
So but then Christopher, if you're in fourth year, might as well you're finished. You know what it reminds me of? It's the same dilemma I had. I did law, and I realized in my third year that I wasn't going to be a practicing attorney.
Oh.
That's what happened to me. I didn't lose my love of law because, as you can see, I talk a lot. Clearly, I didn't lose my love for it, right? But it's just that this thing is more exciting to me because with the law, everything follows a particular. It's very mundane. It's very set. There are set rules and set this. If you want to get this done, you have to file this set of papers, and so there's a mundanity to it that, as a creative person, I was slowly dying inside, right? Even though I really love this thing. But I want to tell you something though, Christopher. The skills that I picked up while studying law is why I'm able to do this and be comfortable doing this and be able to make money doing it. Because you see, when you go to university, it's not just about what you actually learn, but it's some of the soft skills that you would have picked up along the way. So I'm an introvert. I'm an actual introvert. People don't believe me when I tell them. But when I come off this, I'm going to go curl up on my sofa and watch Netflix by myself and eat some food and drink some juice. You know what I'm saying? And I'm good with this because I'm an introvert. That's who I am. However, when I'm turned on, when I'm plugged in to this thing, yeah, this is work. A switch flips and I'm on and I can talk and I can engage and I'm giving you information and bam, 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 bam. And I learned that in law school because we had to do a lot of argumentation. We had to do a lot of what we call moots, right? Which is like mock courts. So I had to do a lot of that. We had to write out our arguments. We had to do a lot of research. So I'm very good at researching and finding information and writing. And I mean, if Teresa is in the chat, Teresa, who is a director at ILE, can tell you we were in class together. I was the case girl. See, Teresa can tell you I was the case girl. I could tell you about a case inside out, upside down because I read all the cases and I researched. And that has really stuck with me right now. And that's why I'm able to tell you all the things that I can tell you because I read widely, I read a lot, I do a lot of research, and I can then take that information and say, okay, how can I translate this so it makes sense to Jamaicans? Because you guys can see there's a ton of information out there, but it's confusing because it's a lot. So how can I then make that relevant to the Jamaican experience and make it something that you guys can take and implement and find success using? And it's because of my training. So never take for granted what you're doing. There are things that you're learning that you're not even conscious that you're learning that you can use to help you do other things. And I mean, you're in fourth year, you're almost finished though.
Yeah, Christopher needs to just finish him course. But the thing, Christopher, is what you've identified is the traditional route or the way that everybody probably say it's supposed to go. You're supposed to done the physical education thing and become a coach, become a certain type of athlete, become maybe cross-reference it with physiotherapy or whatever.
Right.
That's not your route. However, you have an interest but in production, in media, but guess what? Perfectly correlates and intertwine sports and media. You love basketball. Maybe you don't want to dribble all over the court, and maybe you don't want to slam dunk and three-pointer, but you know the techniques, you know the skills. You have your favorite athletes. You have your athletes, whatever. You can create your own YouTube channel dealing with the sports that you care about.
Giving your opinion.
You could create your own podcast, and you don't have to do it in a prescribed way that somebody on TV on TV is restricted to only do it this way, or restricted to half an hour or an hour, or oral Tracy that only get 5 minutes or 8 minutes.
Monique just touched on something with the podcast only because guys, podcast day was September 30th, and it was the International Podcast Day, and they invited some Caribbean persons, including myself, to sit on an international panel to talk about podcasting. And one of the things that we were talking about is how there's actually not a lot of sports podcasts in the Caribbean, and you would think we're known for sports, that we would have a lot of sports podcasts. I can only think of one sports podcast in Jamaica. So there's an opportunity there for that. Monique just hit a really good nail a while ago.
There is a space for it, Chris, because the truth is you have the expertise and the knowledge. You have the connection with some of the athletes and your different peers that you would have done these different sports in.
And you can pull out some information out of them that a person who is unfamiliar with the sport wouldn't know how to ask them. So how you train and how much reps you're doing, you can ask them these questions. That the interesting questions that people really want to know, but then that a regular person like me wouldn't know how to ask or wouldn't know to ask.
But that people are actually super, as a fan too, as a sports fan, because you love sports. Tell the truth, you love sports, right? As a sports fan too, and having your knowledge and expertise within the field, and two, you are an athlete because you don't win championship and excitement. You already have the marriage. the pieces are already there. It's just to intertwine them together and to dig within yourself, Chris, to say which way, because you could write a blog, you could do a vlog, you could do a podcast, you could do a YouTube. The list goes on, and you don't have no limitations. You could create your own Facebook fan page
Do some
based on
lives.
and do a local version of your favorite basketball club or football club, where the
When
because
basketball time come, you do a live and you do running commentary on the
yeah,
game.
you showcase
Get
our
some
own
sponsors.
you showcase our Jamaican or unique way of consuming sport, because how we consume sport and how our spirited arguments and discussions or sports betting, how a man watch sports but a little grainy TV in our betting lounge, and the excitement that is captured there. You don't have to have, in fact, you not having a professional TV setting is your is the best thing that could have ever happened to you, because now you can set up a chair in a just bet and go have a live commentary thing about something that's happening right there. You can set up a chair on a basketball field, a court, sorry, it shows how much I know about sports, but a basketball court, and talk to the star athlete coming out of Denby High or UTech or wherever.
Right.
So get
And
them
and
on something, Chris.
that's true. And to add as well, because I started even all majority of the initiatives that you just made mention, I started like a thing called Voice of the Athletes and Coaches, where I have some track stars at school, and I get them in a room, have some interviews, and creating the contents
Yeah.
just the same, so I can start pumping them, and the rest is history. So
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 keep on
Chris,
continue building that out, Chris.
yeah.
Continue, do some Zoom chat, do some Zoom videos with them. Take
mhm,
that Zoom video, put it on YouTube, take the audio, build a podcast with it. Sometimes it sounds like a lot, but that same Zoom video, you can just take the audio and turn it into a podcast. So you're killing two birds with one stone. And then you take snippets of that video and put it on social media to promote it and send people to YouTube to go watch it. That's
So
true.
content creation.
So I think, Chris, the biggest element that you are lacking here is just the ability or the know-how to how you create these ideas and this stuff that you've already started. How do you make this into a digital career? Because you're about to finish school,
mhm,
your formal 4-year thing, but you don't want to be a coach, for example, just so. You want to intertwine it and marry it. So that is why we're creating and we're doing this thing with ILE, this course, because you have expertise. I tell all of you in this room, every last one of you in this room, have knowledge, expertise,
Some kind of
skills.
skills, something that you guys can make money from right now without even doing anything else.
Yeah.
It's
And
just to
so,
figure out what that is.
and how to
And the
present this
how,
properly in the digital space so
Yeah.
that it can actually be monetized.
All right. Thank you
Monique,
so
Awesome.
much, Christopher. Really
Monique, I think
appreciate it.
that's a good segue to Teresa. And I see the other hands, but we can do a quick segue to Teresa, and we can come back to the questions, because maybe some of what Teresa is also going to cover as well will be in that. So we could do a slight cutaway to Teresa.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, team. All right. So Monique and Kadia, thank you guys so much so far. The questions are great. And I think the question that you guys just answered literally highlights exactly why you guys are here today and why we're doing what we're doing. Because as Kadia rightly said, sometimes you find that you're studying something and that's not your substantive passion. But that doesn't mean that it's not an opportunity for you to shift the focus to other skill sets that you would have pulled from that same course of study or that particular thing that you've been doing for a very long time.
Yeah.
And so we do have a couple of things. I see a lot of hands, and I really think that while the hands are coming, it will give you guys an opportunity to do to basically choose if you want to jump into this. But we've seen the need. We see here people saying a lot of what was just said. We are doing something. I have multiple passions. I don't know which one to pick, but my parents tell me to study this. And so we had decided that, both Kadia and Monique have sat with us and helped us to develop a course that is for persons who have a skill or learning something and they need to adapt it to the online space in a way that their voice gets heard and you make some money, right? Because you never go to school, go pay SLB and spend so much school fee to sit down and not be able to pay it back, and also sit down and just pay bills. And a lot of you have a lot of skills that you really and truly are passionate about, but you weren't given a formal sector in which to study it. And so they've helped us to develop a course called the Carerrs in Digital Marketing. And what it really is if you have a skill, if you have a training, if you have a passion area, and you really want to learn how to put that in the online space, how to monetize it, how to make sure that you are seen differently from everybody else, and understand when you use LinkedIn, when you use Instagram, when you use TikTok, when you use YouTube, then this is the course that you want to be doing. And we're going to actually, for persons who are here, we've decided that we're giving you a discount. So there's going to be a link that the team is going to drop. And by the way, I didn't even introduce myself. I don't have no manners, none. Right? Let me put up my camera. I need to do better.
The fabulous Teresa is in the building.
So let me just put on my camera. So I'm
this is the red lipstick gang. The red lipstick gang. If Monique was on, Monique would probably wear red lipstick as well.
Right? So really and truly, again, it's a Teresa Taylor from the Institute of Law and Economics, and we really love young people. We love persons who are driven, focused, trying to find their purpose, and that is why we do what we do. That's why Kadia and Monique are here. That's why all the presentations you've gotten up to this point today have spoken to your passion area and given you something like a skill. It's not a lecture we're doing. It's a skills building, upskilling thing we're about. We're about making sure that when you leave this space, you can go and be a productive citizen of Jamaica, a productive citizen of the Caribbean if you are here from the Caribbean. Because there is money to be made and people are out there making all the money that we
with less talent and skill than you. With less talent and skill than you.
We're not going to go there. So really and truly, you guys are being given an opportunity in this summit, really and truly, to have real skills, not just hear a lecture and feel good and go back home, but you're learning how to use
take
it.
action.
That is what we're trying to offer you in this season. So when 2021 comes, you are hitting the ground running. This is not woe, it's me. You're prepared for the online space. Your business set right up, and we're here. These are professionals, let me tell you. So about you guys, you're looking at these are professional women who really know what they're about, and they're passionate about it. But I mean, I have to tell you, no, because you've been hearing them. Right? And so, as I said, so this is a 6-week course that's going to be offered by the Institute of Law and Economics. They are the lecturers, right? And they've helped us to develop the course based on what we saw already in the market, and we saw what they were doing. We saw the price. We saw what you needed to learn, and we developed something just for you. So if you called a couple of other names of companies, we probably looked at the profile of what they offer and decided young people need something that's designed for them. So this is 6 weeks, first of all, because ain't nobody got time for 5
short
months.
Course.
Nobody
yes.
has short course. And the cost of the program is going to be discounted. So for the first set of persons, my team is going to drop a link. When they drop that link, if you are interested in doing the program, the first 30 persons that sign up, we are going to choose some persons from that group, 20. So you need to make sure that you're in the first set. To sign up, you are going to get 40% off the course. So if the course is $40,000, you're going to get $25,000, right, for your course. Okay. That is what it is. And this is a 6-week course.
Y'all in the generous mood today.
Okay. We're gonna, so all 20, but you see it's 30 spaces, but we can only pick the top creme de la creme. And then there's going to be a second link that is going to drop. And that link is going to give you 30% off. Again, it's gonna come to us and we're gonna
Teresa, an idea just came to my mind.
As usual.
Some of you people that is supposed to go sign up for LinkedIn, I may be able to recommend a couple of y'all for some discount.
Yeah, so let me just plug in right here. Kadia and Monique are hiding something from you, but I wanted to keep hiding it from you. There are 2 people who will get a scholarship. I mean, fully paid. The only thing you pay is the registration, which is $5,000 for the course. 2. They're gonna be telling us who those are. So they've been noting you, They've been noting you. All right. So they're gonna drop the link. Please pay attention. Keep asking them questions. I'm gonna come back on after their segment. So come back on after their segment to share a little bit more. And guys, let me be honest with you guys. A lot of us want something for nothing. Invest in yourself. Let me tell you something. $40,000 is not a lot of money for the kind of money that is available out there. I promise you. I promise you $40,000.
One of the predictions we're making. Yeah, one of the predictions we're making as well, Teresa, is that digital skills training is going to get more expensive come next year. You see, all of the free training and all of the excitement, take advantage of it. You see, this $25,000 training, take advantage of it, because
I am begging you.
If
nobody's
you guys
going to come to a storefront again unless you have draw their attention from online.
If you guys have been noticing what's going on in the paper, the Broadcast Commission recently put out made a call to the Ministry of Education to make digital skills training mandatory. And this is something that we were saying from Wapikil Philo, and we were saying that a prediction, because our subscribers get weekly emails from us, and in our weekly email was sent out in early October, we actually said it, that we predict, Monique and I were predicting that digital skills is going to become as compulsory as math and English, whether it is for to get a job or in school, because that is how absolutely necessary this thing is. And in order for us to be able to compete as a country or as individuals, we have to invest in upskilling ourselves and making sure that we are prepared for the digital world, which is already here. COVID has literally pushed us into it, but the world was already digital. It's almost as if the world is Usain Bolt and the rest of where everybody else in the race, and the track is digital. The world is already donkey lengths ahead away when it comes to digital, and we are going, whoa, wait, what's going on? What's happening? We are very far behind, and it's going to take a lot for us to make up that gap. But if you would take advantage of these training and these opportunities that come up, that goes a long way in doing it, guys. We're really seriously behind with this whole digital thing, and there's no going back.
I want to be clear. What you just said a while ago about no going back, that's literally it. So even when COVID goes, I promise you, nothing will ever be what it was before, because we now know what it is to experience like in the digital space. We now know what's possible. And why would you want to go back when you can now set up your business from the comfort of your own home and make thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in US dollars, because online don't pay you in Jamaican or in Bajan dollars.
You're not restricted to any market. You can go in any market.
We want you guys, and you're so
any market.
Talented. That DJ that just came on here, we want to position you on the online space. So every time there's a Zoom meeting, you are the person that they're calling to be their intermediary. We want to position you with skills, and the skill don't have to be something you went to school for. It has to just be a skill that you're passionate about and something good at. That you know how to do. Yes. So we want to upskill you in that area. I'm going to disappear now to allow you guys to have further questions for Kadia.
Yes,
and
we have Sasha next.
It's going to drop, and when it drops, guys, don't play. That the 40% off of $40,000. Listen. Okay.
All right, guys. So Sasha, it is your turn. You can unmute and. Okay. Hey, Sashel, you've been very active in the chat. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate the webinar as well. It's very informative and fun.
Awesome stuff.
Okay,
so what's your question?
I have a question, and my brother has a question too.
Sure.
So my question is, how does one go about getting like their book published? Because like on Wattpad, you know, like the after, I hate that book. Though they were approached by some publishers, but in my mind, it's like if someone doesn't approach you, it's like impossible. So that's one of the questions, and my brother has another.
Well, let me answer that question first, and then your brother can ask. Guys, it is, okay, I'm not going to say it is super easy, but certainly it is way easier right now to become a published author. Whether you're using third-party platforms like Amazon has an entire section dedicated to self-publishers, right? So you can publish through Amazon, you can create your own digital product like a book, and you can publish it on your own site through using services like Gumroad, which Gumroad is a payment processing, but it's mostly for people who create digital products. So whether it's a book, whether it's a physical, like a physical book where people can buy and get a copy of it, with Amazon allows you to submit the book, and if persons want a physical copy, Amazon actually prints it and sends it to them. Of course, the prices will differ. Or you can have a copy in an ebook, what I call it EPUB version, which is e-publication, or you can have it in that Kindle version, which is what people can get on their Kindle. You have so many options that are available to you, and what it means is that it's more money in your pocket because you're cutting out the publisher, who can take up to 70% of the rights for your book. So it was very expensive to get published before, and a lot of the times the publisher end up walking away with more money than the actual author. No, you're cutting out all of that, and you can publish your own work. In fact, you don't even have to use Amazon, because Amazon, depending on the package you choose, can end up get a good chunk of your money too. You can self-publish, like legit go self-publish, but that means that you would have already built up an audience. Build up your authority in the area, Sachel. You already have a personal brand out there, Sachel, that you can leverage to sell your book. Are you doing that?
The thing is that I'm kind of in a bunch of different stuff. Like I do game design, graphic design, writing.
That's a bunch of different stuff. It's the same stuff.
What, miss?
That's the same stuff. It's design.
Yes, design. I don't know if I should niche down and like focus on one thing mostly.
No. Why?
True, very true.
Why? Design is design. When you're designing a graphics for a game, or you're designing graphic design for a flyer, it's design. And you can build a bomb portfolio with all your different design, and you have different classes of design because you're versatile. Nuh-uh.
Okay, got it.
Your niche is design. That's your niche.
Oh, that's a broad niche though. Broad.
It is a broad niche. It is a broad niche, sure. But so what?
True.
Okay, which one you get to decide? Which one do you like best? Do you like game design, graphic design? And that could be dependent on which one pays better. Because the one will pay better, that niche them I go with too. I'm just saying, right? So if game design pays better, then you can niche down as a game designer, but that doesn't mean that you can't still offer your skill as a graphic designer during your dry periods.
Okay, I got it. Oh, my brother really wants to ask you this question now. So
Sure. Hi, Sachel's brother.
Good afternoon or evening.
I'm good. What's your name?
Delmar Wisdom.
What's your name?
Delmar Wisdom.
Delmar, okay.
All right. So, Miss, we have two questions. One simple question.
Sure.
Miss, which mic you use? One XLR or USB?
It's a USB mic. And it's called a Samsung COU1 Pro.
Oh, it kind of look like the Behringer UMC1.
Oh, okay. I got this one from Music Mart on 7th Avenue.
All right, so thank you. On to my next question.
We have a techie in the house.
So, Miss,
Sure.
I go YouTube for like 2 years now, and since like 1 year ago, me really get into it and me start practice video editing and graphic design.
Right.
And so now me really good at video editing, but me just when me go on Upwork and anything, so me just even though me know so me can do it. But me just don't feel like so we can do the video editing
For
jobs.
that amount of money? Yeah.
Yeah, but
You don't have to go on Upwork. Do you have a social media profile built out?
Miss like Fiverr?
No, man, like on LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook. Do you have a social media platform built out?
Instagram, but me just thought.
Okay, because you don't have to. And when I said freelancing, guys, it's for persons who are new, who kind of want to test it out to see, what can really go on. But you don't have to. You can literally go directly to the people and offer your service to the people who are interested through your social media channels. So if you are a video editor, you're supposed to be branding yourself on social media as a video editor, and you're supposed to be creating content that would convince people that you know what you're doing and you know what you're talking about. And that builds confidence and it builds trust. And you also have to seek out people. If you know content creators and you go on them page and see a lot of them make videos and you see where you can help them improve the quality of them videos, send them a DM, guys. You're not using up the DMs, The DMs is not just to look a girl or look a guy. The DMs is to actually look business, right? So you can slide the DMs and go, hey, I am Kadia. I noticed that you created a video. Say I could improve the sound quality or could video with just 2 easy steps. Nothing to it. You know what? I'm going to send you a sample. And if you send me a sample, I'm like the thing, you have a work. So that is how you have to work social media networks to your benefit. It's not just creating a profile and leave it. You have to go out, go find the people and bring them to your profile and say, come here, come look on this is nice, done. And that's what their content should be doing. So you should be creating content that attracts, they have a term that they call attract, engage, and convert. So you're attracting people to your social media, you're engaging them with your content and the communication and in the DMs. Shandine, your camera just switched on off. And then you're converting them, and by converting we mean sales. You're getting them to actually buy your product and services. So it's not just creating a profile. In fact, that's the easiest part. The hard part now comes with building your community and engaging and talking and putting out content and getting people to understand something what I do,
Yes.
So you just have to keep working at it and putting out content. And I mean, if you're creating videos for YouTube, you can then repurpose those videos for your social media channels. But if I were you, I would definitely set up a LinkedIn, because you have a lot of professionals on LinkedIn who want to get into video, who want to do video or do some kind of video or want that kind of service, and they're looking for people and they're going to go where they're comfortable, which is LinkedIn. So set up a LinkedIn profile telling people exactly what it is that you do and put a link to your portfolio. And if you have videos on YouTube, that could be your portfolio.
Because I already have a Fiverr account and I get like some jobs funny before. But then
you know what I would do? As I said, if you're not willing to accept the prices that people are willing to pay on Fiverr, you don't have to pay on Fiverr. But I think, you know what I think you should do? I think you should start offering services to YouTubers and to people who do live videos to create intro videos for them. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, yes.
Intro and outro. That's very popular. So if you can offer them at a reasonable price to make intro and outro videos for them, you might have a little thing what can go on. And again, your market is not Jamaica. Your market is the world. You can offer that service to anybody, anywhere in the world. Them don't have to speak English. Them just have to speak dollars. That's all them have to speak, dollars. That's yeah. So once you guys can negotiate a price and settle on a price, make a nice little intro outro video for people, and yeah, you can make some money doing that as well.
Miss, you say LinkedIn?
LinkedIn, yes, LinkedIn. There's so much time I mention LinkedIn too, no? Make sure, and the free version is great. I use a free version. Go and set up your LinkedIn. Put up a nice picture of yourself. Write out your bio. Tell people what you do. All of these things. Add a link to a portfolio if you have it. And remember, your portfolio can be your social media page if you've been using social media to promote your work. So you can use it as a portfolio if you have your work on it. All right, guys, YouTube is not a social media page. YouTube is a search engine. But if you've been producing content on YouTube, you can also link that as your portfolio page. All right. So make sure you want to drop on the links, make sure you want the name spelled correctly. All of these things, go and set up your LinkedIn profiles and then start reaching out to people. Don't just jump in at their name and beg them things. Jump in at them and go, hey, my name is so and so. I've been watching your career, or I love what you do and would love an opportunity to connect. Or be a human and talk to them like a human being and don't bum rush them, right? Build a relationship with them. Then you ask for something. All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Sachel. Thank you. I think his name is Delmar. Thank you. All right, Jamal, it's your turn. Monique, are you still around? You have anything to add?
There's let's try and keep the questions tight, Kadia.
Yes, because we only have 20 minutes.
Is limited.
Yeah. All right. Jamal, it's your turn.
All right, good afternoon, everyone.
Hi, Jamal.
Yeah, I think my question may have been asked because what I wanted to know is how can I find out or how can I start to learn digital marketing such as the Facebook ads, the SEO, because that's one part that I'm very much interested in because I do have a lot of ideas that I want to implement. But for me, I want to, you say the market is the world. So I don't want to just keep it Jamaica only. I want to ensure that I can do it worldwide. So that was one part that I wanted to know, which the course, or if you guys have anything else to add, as in how I can get started with understanding or learning Facebook ads, SEO, and such forth.
Well, we do have in December, we have the launch 2021 digital workshop series. And at least 2 of those workshops would probably be interesting to you because we're doing a content it's 5 workshops, branding, content marketing, social media sales, community building, and digital advertising. So it's 5 workshops, 5 different days in December. And you can sign up for any one of those, either the content marketing workshop or the digital advertising workshop. Okay. And we'll deep dive actually how to do that thing. So you learn a lot about how to advertise, not just on Facebook, but Google, how to advertise on Google, analytics, organic and paid promotions, all of these things. Yeah. So Monique, can you send the link to Jamal?
That's exactly it.
Yeah. All right, Jamal. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right,
also
Cheryl.
Julian,
Sorry.
That you will be doing. When will it be starting?
Which one? Sorry.
The one that we just registered for.
Oh, the ILE course starts in November. Here, about 2 weeks.
All right, thank you.
Yes,
jumping in here, Kadia. We're gonna jump in afterwards, guys, and give you a lot more information on the course. Thank you, Kadia. It definitely starts in November, but definitely more questions to be answered on that when they're finished. So just taking your professional.
Okay. All right, Cheryl, it's your turn.
Good afternoon. I think a part
Thanks,
of my
Jamal. Good afternoon, Cheryl.
I think a part of my, and before I say thank you guys, this has been like super awesome, useful, even the aspects that I might not be specifically interested in or too keen on, even the information is really good and appreciated.
Sure, thank you.
And I think a part of my question was answered with Demar. I think so, because my interest is doing voiceovers and creative or content writing, but I was having that difficulty as well, you know, finding persons who would be interested or potential clients and so on. Being a beginner in these areas, it's proving and has proven not the easiest thing.
I'm going to give you a pro tip here, Cheryl. Ready?
Okay, sure.
You need to reach out to gamers, game developers, because they're always looking for voice talents.
Okay.
For their characters.
Okay.
So you need to reach out to animators. We have some animation studios in Jamaica like Listen Me Caribbean. If you should go on Digital Jamaica page and scroll down to our people to watch 2020, there are a couple animators on there. You can reach out to them because sometimes Cheryl, to be honest, a lot of some of these are not going to be paid work, but it's a way of building out your portfolio. So you can start building out, you can start using these things to build out your portfolio and then leveraging that. Oh, hey, I was a voiceover character on a couple games, and you can even niche down and be a voiceover actor or actress in just games. So you can pick a niche and just specialize in voiceover, voiceover for that particular niche. It could be commercials. You could reach out to people, business people online who want to make commercials for social media that are less formal, and you can do the voiceover for that too. You can reach out to people who are interested in announcers, people who can do and make the announcements and stuff like that. I know sometimes radio stations are looking for voice talents to voice ads. So I mean, but I would say yes, the gaming community, guys, and this is a insider information. not insider like that, but as in a pro tip.
I get you.
Gaming is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And it has skyrocketed since COVID because more people are now playing games. So more games are coming into the market, and that means they need talent, because a lot of the times what happens is that these game developers have to voice the characters themselves or get familiars of a voice the characters. When you're there and you can use it to build your portfolio and even make a little money with it too. And you have gaming studios in Jamaica like Sprite Range. If you go on Instagram and look for Sprite Range, that's a gaming studio in Jamaica. You have Street Boy that will be coming out. If you reach out to Willow Tree Studios on Instagram and reach out to Akeem or Tyreek and tell them that Kadia sent you, that you're interested in doing some voiceover for a character, and see if they have anything available. I'm not sure they do, but see if they have anything available. And sometimes Sprite Range and Willow Tree Studios. They're on Twitter and they're on Instagram. Sometimes it's not even complete voices. It's literally this O-E. It's literally that. People get paid to just do that. Because sometimes the characters will make a noise like they're lifting up something and they go,
Right.
And people get paid to that. That's a voice. That's somebody's voice doing that. So I think you can definitely niche down into gaming, because gaming is a money industry.
Definitely will check.
You can even approach people who do Zoom conferences to be them nice sounding moderator. Hi and welcome to the JN Group's Business Summit 2020. I am your moderator, Cheryl Gordon. Why not? There you go. Right?
Thank you very much.
I hope that helps. All right, Cheryl.
Thank you.
Take care. All right. We have any other raised hands? Monique, I don't see any other raised hands. I think, there's Tracian Harriage. Tracian, you're on.
Hi.
Let me first last name right?
Harriage.
Harriage. All right.
Awesome. Not a lot of persons pronounce it right, so big ups for that. Anyway, let me firstly big up your crew for doing this awesome presentation. I really love it. Love it. All right, quick question. Right. How do I start a podcast? And I honestly, I've been battling with some form of self-confidence. Persons on here might say, Tracy, really?
Me and you both.
I have an issue with the self-confidence. I've tried starting a YouTube channel because I am a speaker by profession as well. And so, but honestly, the confidence level sometimes
You mean the confidence with video?
I'm not sure if it's video. I just keep hearing this voice in my head telling me, look here, this is not for you, or that is not for you. Just leave that alone. That's what I'm talking. I'm having that form of issue.
Girl,
So I
me
would
and you
start.
both. It's called imposter syndrome. That's what you're experiencing when you're is the voice going, who you to be telling people this?
Yeah.
Why you think you can tell people? It's called imposter syndrome. You know who else had imposter syndrome? Michelle Obama. Imagine Michelle Obama having imposter syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lie. It's the devil. Okay?
Yeah.
This is the thing. There's a lot of YouTubers you've never seen their face,
Mm-hmm.
but they have millions of followers because they're producing content and it really only requires them voice or maybe just a quick cameo appearance and then them gone. You can choose to do it any way you are comfortable with doing it. It doesn't have to be video. It could be audio. So let's talk about setting up a podcast and how I really hate the sound of my voice. Like, seriously, hate the sound of my voice to the point where I hate editing my audio. Because when I listen to my voice over and over again, I go, oh my God, people really listen to this? And people tell me that, oh my God, I love your voice. I was like, thanks. Because I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that voice in my head is telling me that my voice is annoying. I need to stop talking. But you do it anyway because there's a purpose. Listen, a podcast is a very good marketing tool, you know, Tracian.
Mm-hmm.
Having your own podcast, because I don't monetize my podcast. My podcast was never meant to be monetized. But I make money from my podcast because my podcast is so a lot of people find me and engage me for speaking and hire me for speaking engagements. And it literally, I have my podcast on Anchor still because I don't see why I must go spend no money with Buzzsprout or Blurberry or any of these other podcast hosting sites when I can do it for free right there at Anchor and mind my business. It's easy. You set up an Anchor account. In fact, you can record your podcast in Anchor, which I do not recommend that you do because Anchor doesn't have a really sophisticated editing tool. So what I would say to you is, get yourself a nice cheaper mic. This mic cost me $16,000 and it's because I got it as a gift. Because we never gonna buy a mic $16,000. But they have cheaper mics. Or I would say get yourself a decent headphone with a mic thing, and you can use that. Or even better, get yourself a lapel mic. You ever see reporters with a little clip-on mic? It's like $10 on Amazon for them. Get the double-headed one. So if you have a guest, you can pin it on them, you can pin it on yourself, or you can get the singular one. Because right now, I wouldn't suggest you do any in-person interview. You can do Zoom interviews, but just it's literally you plug it into where you would plug your headphone on your computer. You plug it in there, and you clip it as close to your mouth as possible, and you talk, and it instantly improves your audio quality. Instantly improve your audio quality. You can have a podcast that runs anywhere from 5 minutes to 3 hours. It really depends on you. You can have an interview style podcast or a solo podcast where it's just you talking. You can have a hybrid where it's you and sometimes you have a guest. You can have a co-host or it could just be you by yourself. You can do it any girl. You do it anyway. You are comfortable with doing it, and if what you're saying is interesting enough, people listen.
Because
podcast, what is important is how many people subscribe and download.
Awesome. All right, not a problem. Thanks for
any
your
other
advice.
Question? And anytime that little voice come up in your head again, ignore it. In fact, is that at the time when the voice come up in your head, that is when you need to do the thing and spite it. That's what I had to do. But let me tell you something. You see, once you start and you are consistent, it becomes natural to you.
Because basically what I really want to talk about, you know, we have an issue with domestic violence and child abuse in Jamaica.
Girl.
And I'm telling you, I have been through it.
Start that podcast.
Yeah, I
listen.
I speak about it publicly, and to date, because I was raised as a person who, you know, professional persons, parents are business persons, and so they would raise you not to hush you, not to talk about certain things and all of that. And so I've grown and I've realized, and it hurts me to see so many persons, right?
Yes.
And so in my space,
I just gave you a nice name for the podcast. Breaking the silence.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. All right, going back to the rest of
See
person.
people in the chat telling you say you need to start that podcast
I will. Thank
and let
you
me tell
all.
you why that podcast would be so important. This is a global issue. It's not a Jamaica issue. It's an issue everywhere. And this is the thing with podcasts. Guys, I have listenership for my podcast in Germany and Italy. You never know who is listening and whose life you can actually save by just talking, by breaking the side.
I love you all. I love you all. Thanks for everything. Thanks for everything. I'll definitely do that. Thank you.
Look in the chat. If you need inspiration, look in the chat.
I see it.
Okay. So
Thank
you know you're onto something.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome, Cheryl. All right, guys. Monique, where are you?
Let me just jump in here, Kadia. Christina had her hand up from in the chat. She doesn't have the raise hand feature, so we're just gonna take her.
This is a different Christina than the one we talked to. Oh no, we spoke to Christopher earlier. Okay.
Christina Hyatt. So she wanted to say something, but her hand cannot be raised, and she's been trying to get her attention for a little bit.
Well,
so
I'm not
Christina,
seeing
if you cannot
Christina
mute,
Hyatt in the,
she was in the chat, man.
Okay, unmute Christina.
Say something. So go ahead,
Ricardo, you can just go to Anchor. Thanks, Jody, for putting that in the info. Jody put Anchor.fm. Thanks, Jody. Go to Anchor. You can start QuickTime on Anchor or on SoundCloud. But guys, SoundCloud has you only get a limited bandwidth. So you can only put so much on SoundCloud. But SoundCloud and Anchor is a good place to start, or you can actually literally just upload it to YouTube. Put a nice little background on it and run the audio and put on YouTube. Hi, Christina.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
Christina here. So firstly, I wanted to ask you a question based on something that you said earlier. You were saying that how your personality is like you like to stay home and stay in and watch movies and stuff, but then when it's time to work, you're ready to work. Yes, I was actually wondering what your zodiac sign is. I was wondering if you were a Taurus. You're a Pisces. Okay. I was wondering if you were a Taurus because I'm just like that. Mm-hmm. And also, I'm also interested in starting a podcast. I'm actually, I'm a second-year university student and I'm actually moving on hall soon. Mm-hmm. So I actually want to start
the Hall Life podcast. Hey.
A podcast, not just on hall life, but on adulthood in general. Because none of
coming into adulthood as a teenager.
Yeah. So kind of a thing like all of us figuring it out together because nobody really knows. Nobody ever knows how to navigate adulthood, even the most adult of adults. So it's kind of like a thing like, I don't know what I'm doing. You don't know what you're doing.
Girl,
so
this life does not come with a manual. You're literally operating blind. Figuring it out as you go along. I think it's an excellent idea for a podcast though, Christina.
Thank you.
Because you can actually, that could be a podcast that becomes very popular with university students, high school students, and even some companies. Guys, let me tell you another secret. You guys don't have to directly monetize your podcast, but you can actually partner with companies who are looking for wholesome content that matches and aligns with their brand messaging. Instantly, I think Digicel, Christina. Instantly starting Flow, instantly starting the Ministry of Education, instantly thinking the Ministry of Youth. You could really build a career as a youth speaker, somebody who speaks on youth issues just because of this podcast.
Love that.
Yes, Julissa, the good brain, the only talent I actually have is the brain, you know what I mean? See somebody in the chat saying, Christina, that you need to do it because it's really important. Go with it.
I really love the encouragement because one of the things with how I am is I have a lot of ideas. Like I have businesses that I want to start and stuff, but I will sit down on the idea forever because I probably, whether I see somebody else come up with it or
that's me.
It's like, nah, somebody will do it, or
that's
maybe people won't see it, or sometimes like people will post their business on Twitter and be like, hey, can you retweet my next customer may be on the timelines, but it's like I could do that, but what if nobody retweets it and then I just flop? So I think the imposter syndrome thing that you guys were talking about, that applies to me a lot. That applies to a lot of us a lot.
It does.
And so it's really hard.
It's your brain telling you foolishness because we have had to readjust our reality. It's what happens when we've had to readjust our reality because we're growing up used to the Doreen Samuels and the Alan Magnus and the people on TV. They got on TV because they started talking. They started putting themselves out there, but we grew up used to them and going, oh, that would never be me. Why not you? Why not you? If you have some interesting take or you have some opinion, who else but you? It's your opinion and people will listen or not listen. If they like it or don't like it, that's not your business. You will find your audience. So thank you so much, Christina. Christina, you've chosen the chat. Everybody's telling you to do it in the chat.
Yes, and I really appreciate it. The encouragement really does.
Guys, let's show Christina some encouragement. Drop it in the chat and tell her and Tracy and everybody else who want to do a podcast, be like Nike and just do it. Don't overthink. Don't get stuck into paralysis analysis. Okay?
Thank you so much, and I also really love the presentation. Like I have,
you're welcome, sis.
Take care of notes, and I'm really going to try my best, especially with being on my own and having more independence and stuff. Trying to actually put my plans into action.
Definitely, and just get started. Stop thinking about it and just get started.
Just do it.
Just do it. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Christina. Sasha says, what about you're doing these podcasts and graphic design and have nothing come of it? How can nothing come of it when you're building a portfolio, you're building a brand and you're building brand awareness?
No, like you're doing it for years, years, and then you don't see where amounting to anything, for example.
May I tell you something? If you're a graphic designer and you can't get no work, then maybe you shouldn't be doing graphic design. So I'm just saying.
No. I'm talking like if you do blogging or so, for example.
Blogging, the purpose for a podcast and a blog is to build brand awareness and to establish your authority on a particular subject. That in and of itself can actually help you to earn, but it's how you position it. If you're doing a blog and you're not promoting your blog and nobody's reading your blog, then of course nothing is going to come out of it. But it's not just the blog, and that's what I'm saying. It's not just about setting up these things and thinking that they're going to work on their own. You have work to do promoting these things. How people going to know if you have a blog if you don't talk about your blog 24/7 every day, all day?
That is very true. Very true.
Go and visit a lady on Instagram called Jessica in the Kitchen and watch how Jessica in the Kitchen promote her blog. All day, every day. Jessica in the Kitchen went viral. She's Jamaican. She's the biggest blogger in the Caribbean region right now. She's Jamaican. She lives right here. And she has a vegan blog. Now, you would think Caribbean people love their meat, right? She's a vegan blogger. And Jessica went viral for her whipped coffee thing that she did in the heights of COVID in the summer. I would say even celebrity. I talk about A-list American celebrities were getting in on the whipped coffee act. Because she was promoting herself. She was building out her brand. She's talking about what she's doing. She's building up authority. She's posting her nice pics to her Instagram page. She's engaging. She's building community. She's getting brand sponsorships and brand deals. Listen, it's not just with digital, guys. It cannot be set it and forget it. You have to set it and promote the dickens out of it. And you have to be the loudspeaker. And you have to talk, and don't be ashamed or afraid to be bombastic. Talk about yourself. You are your biggest promoter. Talk about yourself. Tell everybody who will listen what it is that you do. and where them can go find you online, and make sure say your content up to date and fresh and interesting. I cannot see how you're doing this for years and nothing comes of it if you're promoting yourself properly and talking. Not in Jamaica anyway. I don't see that happening. Yes, Sasha, making the product is just step one. Yeah, you have a whole heap of promotions to do.
Yeah, but
And
you
it
know,
may
some
take a
people,
while for you to start up, but consistency is the key. You can't start and stop.
very true, because you know, some people are scared to, like, they have a fear of success or a fear of failure. So some people never get started. That's a
If
start
you
part.
don't have a fear of failure when you're starting, then what is the motivating factor? When people, I want us to change the way we think about failure. Failures are lessons, and it took me a long time. Come, Mr. Roman, and go, whatever. I don't like failing. Nobody likes failing. It's an uncomfortable feeling, but that's why you're so motivated to not fail. But when you fail, you learn lessons. So the next time you come again, you're not going to just fail and stop, because that's a loser. But when you fail, look at Elon Musk. Look at Elon Musk. You know how much time him fail? Oh, Lord. You know how much millions of dollars him lose? Fee shareholders? You know how much? Did he stop? No. Some people wish he would stop. It's like, Elon, go away. Go away and stop. He would never stop. Look at Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world who owns Amazon. We start out Amazon with some books in him garage, and people laugh at him and say that now go away. Richest man in the world. The big owner of the biggest e-commerce ecosystem ever in life online. And I don't think there will ever be another Amazon in our lifetime. These people never stopped. Mark Zuckerberg, they never stop. If you listen to the stories of these people, it's failure after failure after failure after failure. And with each failure, the lesson them learn, them build it up on the next one. I say, all right, we can go again. And then them build it up and then build it up until them hit on a gold mine. And sometimes they just hit at the right time. It's timing for a lot of them. So you fail one time and stop, and they say you're not do it again, and then 2 weeks later, this thing where you fail at you, where you could have try it again and come again, you realize, say, oh my God, COVID happened, and you could have make some money, but you didn't stop doing the thing because you couldn't do bad. I know you try to start it up, but it's too late. Monique have a thing where she say, you win when preparation meets opportunity. So you have to be consistent. You have to keep pushing. And sometimes you have to know when to stop. When it's not a good idea. Sometimes it's just not a good idea. And you either need to rework the idea or kill it and move on to something else. But never stop. Never stop. All right, guys, and I think that's the closing word for today. Never stop. Be consistent. Use social media, not just for go fast in people business. You can do that on your off time, but use social media to brand yourself, to build up your authority, and to make people know say you're there and you have something for say and then for listen. All right, guys. Teresa, over to you. Thank you so much to Monique, my business partner, for moderating the chat. Monique, do you have anything to close out? Yes, Antoya, take up space, take up all space. Over to you, Monique.
All right. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for joining us today. It was our absolute pleasure to share with you. And just as a last word, if you're really interested around building your own digital career based on all of the ideas we would have shared with you, all of the possibilities we would have shared as well, make sure that you sign up. We will share the 2 names with the ILE team for the persons to get the full scholarship. And also, you guys know that you can take advantage of the massive discount that they're offering exclusively to you because you came and you were a part of this workshop.
Yes,
all right.
And them vibes are bad. I'm looking forward to seeing some of them in my class. Because them vibes are bad.
Yes.
All right, guys.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of you in the class at ILE. All right.
Good afternoon again. First of all, guys, we really just want to use this moment to thank both Kadia and Monique, first of all, for the passion and the idea that they came up with of upskilling not just Jamaica, but the Caribbean to make us catch up along the stretch with the world leading us in the digital space when we have so much talent and so much capabilities and so many things that are so unique to us. I just want you guys to give them a resounding round of applause in the chat or audio. Go again.
We're too talented.
You're too tired for broke.
Jamaicans are too
We're too talented for broke. But look at us. Look at us, dude. Guys, please, please, please give them a round of applause. If you want to unmute and clap, if you want to put it in the chat, whatever, just to show them some appreciation for taking time out of their Sunday to do this kind of thing with you and to let you know how much you can get to your own potential. I really appreciate it. Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you enjoyed it, I want to see the hands going in the chat if you really enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Radane, for clapping. I really appreciate it. The energy has been amazing, amazing thus far. And you will see that you have to be so careful about the people you keep around you and the things that you speak to yourself about and the environment you allow yourself to be in. Because I hope that by having come to this summit so far, that you have already gotten over the mental thought that I can't and that there's no help and there's no way. Because you already can, and it starts here. And you just have to do the first step and you'll get where you're going. So thank you again, Kadia and Monique, for the time that you spent, the effort that you put in, your passion, and the idea of upskilling the Caribbean. Because of them, I actually have an interest in digital, and I had no interest in digital at first.
Yes, Teresa is actually one of our students. Teresa and Dwayne is actually our students. Guys, somebody was in the chat, Teresa, asking about a support group. Guys, every Thursday night, over on our Instagram channel, Teresa can tell you how lit it is. We have a live show called the Digital Jamaica Live Show. Everything you guys hear us talk about here, we talk about every week. We have a different topic. We call it the hot topic. Last week, we talked about Facebook. We're continuing that Facebook conversation this Thursday. We're actually talking about Facebook advertising. So the person who was interested in Facebook advertising, make sure you join us on Digital Jamaica on Instagram for the Thursday chat. It's awesome over there. You guys can ask questions. I will always have some really interesting guests as well, because we don't have all the information, but we know how to find the people that do, and we'll bring them on so you guys can quiz them and pick them brain for free. Okay, so make sure you're following us and you're keeping abreast with the live show, and you're also listening to us on Tech Time Radio Show on Sun City 104.9 FM every Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. where we give you the latest in the digital space in Jamaica and the Caribbean.
All right, so shameless plug there, and I'm going to go ahead and even throw them further on the spot. They had given us a commitment to those who are talking about support group. First of all, I want it to start, okay? Please don't get hung up on the idea that it has to be perfect. You just have to give it your best shot and keep evolving that best. Please don't sit on the idea and then blame somebody else. No. So to get to the meat of the matter again, so a couple of you guys have been messaging us and messaging others to find out when the course starts, what is it that we offer, and that kind of a thing. So the program is orientation is going to be the 12th of November. You see what date it is today? You see what we mean by we're not wasting any time to get started on what we're doing? So if you're serious about things, the orientation for the program, for the Carerrs in Digital Marketing course, that's a 6-week course, is November the 12th. And it's digital, it's going to be online, and then the classes are going to start the subsequent weekend, right? So between the 15th and the 19th is when we're starting. The classes are scheduled because we know that all of you guys are pretty busy. Again, we've done some temperature checks and we realize that most persons are juggling. And so what we will be doing is the classes will not just be during the week. What is going to happen is that there's going to be one day a week that classes are. It's looking to be Tuesday or Thursday in the afternoon, 4 p.m. to about 6:30. And then the next class, it's 5 hours per week, the next class is going to be about 3 hours on a Sunday or a Saturday. Once you get registered, you get all of the information, right? Because we know that you're going to school. We know you have a business. We know some of you are pretty busy just trying to run the world. But to be very honest with you, you just need to find a space in which you can learn what you're doing and apply what you're doing and get where you're going. So it's 2 days a week, but it's short hours. So it's 2 hours for one class, 3.5 or 3 hours for the next class. So you don't have to worry too much that you're going to be missing too much. And if you're going to school already, easy time to juggle as long as you're committed. Now, the requirements for this course, what do you think the requirements is going to be, guys? Anybody want to unmute and tell me? Maybe this might be the person who's getting the scholarship. I don't know. Renee said internet and a device. Girl, you're thinking, you're working on a computer. Are a willingness to learn. Well, me glad Una said things that everybody have control or more control over than you know, any lengthy list of things. All you are required to do is to have a social media page. That's it. You have to be on Instagram or LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter. Well, ideally more than one, because the more the merrier, and the easier it will be for you to apply what you have learned. And Kadia and Monique, let me take it from me. I was a student in their class. Let me just take off my glasses for this one. The workshops are very, very, very practical. And you are getting a longer course than I was able to pursue with them. When you leave, you're going to have a wealth of things that you can apply. Okay, and I'm not saying that because I'm saying that. I'm saying that because this is my life. Out of this, we developed a whole course. That's how impactful their training was on us. All right. So, you need to make sure that you have, yes, Julissa, ambition. Thank you. Because we're not here for the people who start and stop just because, you know, and can't bother, you know. We're not giving scholarships for that. We're not giving grants and discounts for that. For the can't bother people. The can't bother people already have a space. They can stay right here in 2020 with COVID. Yeah. So we're getting cracking. So the course is going to be offered again. As I said, the orientation is the 12th of November. You just need to click the link. And once you get the link, we will send you the information. Now, after that, the persons who have been selected for the discount, you're going to be paying $25,000 for the course once you have been selected for the grant discount, right? So it's $25,000 instead of $40,000. Now, and I say, if you're still having a little trouble, we understand that some persons sometimes need a little bit of assistance to extend the time to pay because the course is short. So it means that you'd have to pay during the course. We do offer payment plans. We do. Of course, it has to be within a certain time period, but we definitely understand you're young people and we invested in it because you're not going to give us a shameless plug when they're not done and they're not large and they're not in charge and so, right? So we do offer the payment plan. We do. Also, just for a shameless plug for some other courses that we offer, if it is that you're looking to be certified in paralegal, if it is you're looking at doing something in entertainment law, we have courses for that, but the discount you're getting is particularly for careers in digital marketing. Okay, so you can definitely look at that. But what are you going to learn? Why is it important to start what you're doing now? Which platform you need to choose depending on what it is that you are doing as a business. And not just business, guys. Some of us are so passionate about certain things, some projects, some abuse. I heard some of you guys talking about starting a podcast on different areas, whole life, what it is like to be growing up, because there is nobody telling us these things. Now, if that's your passion project, you want to use the social media platform to amplify your voice. Amplify your voice. And how do you do that? That's what you're going to be learning. How do I stand out amongst everybody else who is just doing it? And I heard somebody else asking Kadia, what if you've been doing it for years and nothing is happening? Maybe, as she said, you shouldn't be doing it, or maybe you're just doing it, but you're doing it all wrong in terms of how you should let persons know that you're doing it. So you can't just be doing it and keeping your own little corner, and you can't be doing it and putting it on Facebook if the people you're really trying to target are all on TikTok. What's the point? You understand? So you really need to understand where you need to be taking your thing, how you go about promoting that, which platform is the best space for you, but you definitely have to be your own shameless self-promoter. That's just the reality. That's really the reality. And we want to teach you how to do that. There's a technique. It's not by chance some people get 1,000 likes and 5,000 engagements and we get in 5. It's not by chance. There's a technique. There's an algorithm. There's something that Facebook and Instagram and TikTok.
Monique, you're hearing Teresa. You're hearing a student.
There is something that they are doing, and you need to understand what it is so that your product is the first product that comes up when people ask about people who are advocating for young girls, people who are advocating for climate change, people who have a skill in digital, who have voiceover talent. Your thing is the first thing. How do you get that done? Let's teach you how. So that's what you're registering for. If you're not yet registered, you're late. You're late. People are registering and we're only picking 20 out of the 30. You're late and the numbers are climbing fast. Click the link now. We're not play with it and it's not gonna happen again. It's 24 hours just because you were here. All right. So another set of persons were just asking me, you know, what else can you expect in the course? I want you to know that apart from just, you know, business, well, training as to how to adapt a skill that you have, we want you to understand something key. You keep hearing Monique and Kadia say something about consistency. We have a habit in the Caribbean of starting something and thinking it's a 9-day wonder. It's not going to happen in 9 days. We have to be consistent. When I say consistent, you have to be dedicated to your cause. But how do you do that? How do you keep your energy going? How do you try different techniques until you find the one that works for you? You have to be passionate. And that's why they keep saying, pick something that you're passionate about. It's not going to happen overnight, but I promise you it is worth it. It's going to take some months. For some of us, it may take half a year. For some of us, it takes a year, and sometimes a bit more, but it is always worth it. And most of the persons you heard them referencing, they were not trained to do what they're doing. They're just passionate about it. They're just passionate about what they're doing. So that's what we're going to be doing. So again, the early bird summit, the one is 40% off. The other participant is 30% off. And then for my scholars, so the two persons who I'm just checking with the judges, you know, quickly to make sure I have the correct names. The correct, no, just give me 1 moment, let me make sure.
Maybe we could take John's question in the meantime. John's hand is up.
Sure, go ahead, go ahead.
Well, it's not a question, but more of an encouragement. I know a lot of people, well, a lot of us youth are very, very skeptical about furthering ourselves and advancing ourselves, and we are afraid to take sacrifices. And I just want to implore us youth to do that. I think what's going on right now with this program is amazing and it's what's needed. And don't be afraid to go after your dreams and to take advantage of these opportunities, to be honest, because it will make the difference in your life. And it's not even a joke. During COVID-19, there are a lot of time and people had two choices. You could have sat down and feel sorry for yourself, or you could have taken time and look at one of these programs and these courses and develop yourself. And luckily for me, I'd like to share a small testimony. I was one of these people. I'm even still here now. And any time I get a chance to do it, I do it. And it could be very tasking at times, but the rewards are wonderful. A lot of people are willing to spend their money to go to university as well. To be honest, everybody has a degree, and when you sit down at an interview, they see the degree on the paper, but they want to know what that person has to offer outside of that. And it's very important that you look at these little things that could really open up yourself to the world. Digital marketing, all these skills these people have to offer to really develop yourself. And it will take sacrifice. You may have to go to bed 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, but hey, what do you want? You want to stay in your same position, feeling sorry for yourself, or you want to advance in the world? And people are advancing and you will stay behind. You know, so I just want to encourage everybody to take advantage of this. Unfortunately for me right now, I can't because I'm working on a scholarship. I had to learn a language in like literally under a year. Right, and I'm still learning it. I'm trying my best. I'm putting in the hours so I could just get a scholarship to go and finish up some studies. So you need to make the sacrifice. You need to decide what you want to do, and you need to do it. You need to make the sacrifice. Okay.
Thank you so much for that.
Excellent. Exactly.
Everything
he said. Everything he said.
On point, John. Where are you from? Trinidad, Barbados? Where are you from? John?
Hey, I'm from St. Lucia.
You're from St. Lucia. Ah, there goes somewhere.
I love St. Lucia.
Hey, come here. So happy to have you, and we want to use. Go ahead.
I was just laughing.
Oh, okay. Yes. No, man, you really, such a pleasure to have you. I don't know how many, and you see, guys, you really don't know who is listening. You don't know who is on the space. You don't know who is in the space. And so you really have to be ready for opportunity. And opportunity is only an opportunity if you're prepared. Like, honestly, otherwise it was just a probability. Come on, we have to get going. Thank you, John, for sharing with us. We want to use this opportunity as well to let persons in the Caribbean know, who are on here with us, that even if you are not in Jamaica, you are absolutely qualified to register for the course as well. The content, a good thing about digital is that it's transferable. The skill is transferable. So you definitely, most definitely can register as well. And we'll be really, really, really happy to have you. And it certainly helps to broaden our scope. I'm seeing Monique from McKinnon. Is that how it's pronounced? From Guyana. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. And again, the links have been dropped. Please go ahead. Please register. And we are going to now use this opportunity to congratulate two persons who are going to be the scholarship recipients. Now, let me just explain how the scholarship works, first of all, before I say who they are. The scholarship is going to be offered to only these two persons, as I said, for this particular course. It is really just because of your commitment, and that is what's important to us, your commitment to do this thing. People are taking up hard-earned money and covering your tuition because they believe that based on your, first of all, registration for this summit, sitting down here for a couple of hours, interacting with the presenters, showcasing an interest, that they should invest, ILE, should invest this kind of money in you. So we're going to ask you, please, if you're selected for the scholarship and we call you out, it's because we've assessed that you have a genuine interest in the area. Not that anybody else doesn't, but that you've stood out to the persons who are a part of it. And we're giving you an opportunity. Please don't throw it away. Don't start and then stop. So we're going to call you out. Oh, so the scholarship is going to cover your tuition in full. The only thing that you will be required to cover is your registration. You know why? Because everybody has to commit to something. And by you putting something in, you are also letting us know that you're serious about you as much as we're serious about what you're doing, right? Fair enough, guys? Fair enough? So your tuition will be covered in full. And the persons who we have selected for this, they're having a hard time deciding, guys. They're having a hard time deciding. But I have one name so far, and the other one they're just hemming and hawing. Yeah? So the first person who has come up, and I want to say that since I've been here this afternoon, this person has sought to connect with everybody who is on the platform. The person has added their other persons on their LinkedIn profile. They have been asking a lot of questions. They have been sending feedback. They have been putting themselves out there, and a number of you have been doing so. But this person has been following up, and all kind of things. And guess the person who was selected for the digital careers to digital marketing scholarship with the Institute of Law and Economics, with a whopping 95% coverage of your tuition, is Miss Julissa Sterling. Can you unmute and let us know that you're present? Julissa, you have been selected as the first scholarship recipient for the program. Julissa, are you here? You want us to give away a scholarship?
I'm here.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you guys so much.
Do you want the scholarship?
Of course I do.
Okay, good. Are you already registered?
Of course, I was the first.
First person, exactly. I was waiting for you to say it. That is how you capitalize on opportunity. Congratulations. We are absolutely looking forward, because when you added all of us, you added us with your business page and your personal page. Just serious about your thing. Yes, Julissa. The next person, so congratulations. You're going to get further information, Julissa, to how to register for the course itself. High five, big up yourself. Guys, congratulations. Still, I'm congratulating you already there, Julissa.
Thank you, everyone.
I love this team. Right. And then we have also selected someone else who has been a part of this program and has also been quite interactive, doing a similar kind of thing. And it just goes to show you, guys, it doesn't always have to be about business. Sometimes it's a passion project that you just need a platform to amplify your voice. And so the person, and I pray that they're here, we don't want to give away anybody's scholarship. The person who has been selected, the next person who has been selected for the scholarship, boy, them still over here just thinking to themselves, boy, can we? All right, we are gonna go with a gentleman. The gentleman who has been selected, I'm scrolling through to see if he's here, guys, because I want to make sure that you're here. Bashan, are you here? Bashan, are you here? Unmute if you are here. you have been selected as the second scholarship recipient for the Careers in Digital Marketing course. You just have to make sure you are registered and you're going to get the information. I'm going to send.
Is Vashan here?
Vashan?
Vashan, you have one heap of support in the chat, you know. It says that he's still here.
I'm not, it's a lot of persons I'm scrolling.
Yes, you're loving it in the chat. Okay, Vashan.
Vashan is the client that believe that you really deserve it, Vashan.
He's not responding. Vashan, you have 2 minutes for response,
I will
sir.
respond for him if he cannot respond.
Here, yes.
To get it.
One scholarship you can get though.
No.
Vashan needs to answer. Vashan needs to answer the call. Is he here?
Monique, I see you covering for him. Where is he? Vashan, you need to unmute and respond to us. Or we have, remember, they couldn't make up their mind. You know,
we have other people who couldn't decide.
So, opportunity comes to those who are prepared. That's when you win.
Oh, Vashan, he said invite. Come, jump on, Vashan, jump on.
Come on, jump on. You have no mic. Oh, no. But Vashan Saxton, you have been selected for the Careers in Digital Marketing Scholarship. Do you want the scholarship? Are you going to be serious about completing the course? You accept? Okay, yes. Okay.
So right. Julissa said, Vashan said, I accept.
So congratulations, Vashan.
Teresa, people in the chat going, yes, him accept. Congratulations, Julissa. Congratulations, Vashan. Y'all did.
Guys, please, I'm going to drop an email for Julissa and Vashan. If you had registered, I'm going to ask you in particular to email and just let us know that you're the scholarship recipient. You need to send us an ID. Just scan and email it or use your phone.
Also, I want to give away something to somebody that we couldn't choose. It was a toss-up.
Right. So, all right, no problem. So we're gonna
Jody Levy.
Jalissa and Vashan, please email us your ID and just say scholarship recipient, and our team will take care of that. So,
is Jody Levy still here?
Jody?
Is Jody Levy still here?
Yes.
Jody, message us on Digital Jamaica on Instagram, girl. We have some free consultation sessions for you, honey.
Oh my God! Thank you.
Jody has been very active in the chat and encouraging everybody and bigging up everybody. So we appreciate you for that, Jody.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
And guys, anybody who is here who is interested in podcasting and starting a podcast, send us a DM. If enough of you guys send me a DM on Instagram, Digital Jamaica, I'm going to do a free webinar for you guys. If enough persons send me a DM. If I get 10 to 15 people, I will do a free webinar. Okay? So DM me on Digital Jamaica. Let me know.
No, man, y'all caught her on a holy everything is being offered at this point. Right. So congratulations to, first of all of you for making the time to be here. There are many people who registered, many people who said they were going to come and they didn't come. And the first thing you have to do is show up for yourself. Show up for yourself. Show that you are serious about what you're doing, because we could have offered this and many of you would have registered and not come, but you did, and you sat through the entire thing, and here it is, you're now benefiting from that. And for some of you who didn't get the full scholarship, but you're getting the part scholarship, because I'm looking forward to selecting 20 more of you or 30 more of you, just know that it is the first step in the right direction that truly counts. Keep going, keep one foot in front of the other, one step at a time, and you're gonna get there. If you have any questions about any other courses that we offer at the Institute of Law and Economics, you can always visit our website. Follow us on Instagram as well. This is our website, ile.ja.org, sorry. So I am going to drop it here, and you can go there and have a look at our courses, because we do a number of courses, but this particular one was designed particularly for young people to help you to navigate the online space, to amplify your voice, or to make some good money, right? Tired for broke. So congratulations. Have a good afternoon. I'm going to throw over to Mr. Gutzmer and Miss Owen. And thank you guys so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Great, 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 great. Wow. Well, thank you so much, Teresa. Thank you so much, Kadia, Monique. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It was truly inspiring. And let me just say, I really love just how supportive the chat was. There was no element of bad mind in that chat, any at all. They were just all smiles for everybody who were named winners just now. So I really and truly love that, and just ask that you guys continue to show each other support, be there for each other, champion the causes of fellow young persons who like yourselves who are doing tremendous work. We are certainly happy to have had this forum with you. Before we go, I want to share with you quickly some of the other things that's happening for this week, so that you can definitely get to be a part of it as well. So let me share that quickly. Ruth, Garion, if you're still on the call and want to chime in for anything at all, please, you can do that. So the first thing on screen is really a super calendar that they have that lists out everything that's happening for the week. So November 7th, November 8th, today we're just wrapping up our digital careers discussion. Tomorrow, there are some activities going on with the Rethinking, what's that? Yes, the Rethinking edition, ATTD.
That's the around the table discussions, Dwayne.
There you go, Ruth. I'm glad you're here. So you can walk us through this, Ruth.
All right, no problem. So just quickly, guys. So tomorrow we will be having the first staging of our Around the Table Rethinking edition. The links will be shared tomorrow morning on the @Youth Jamaica platforms on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. There will also be the launch of the National Youth Council of Jamaica, their Resilient Youth Tell Your Story edition. That will be in the form of video, and it will be launched tomorrow. On Tuesday, we will be having our Youth Jam session. So we will be on Love FM at 6:10. We will be telling you all about the exciting activities coming up for Youth Month, and that's for Tuesday. On Wednesday, we have again the National Youth Council of Jamaica having their Wealth Think Up session. So if you are interested in terms of saving, investing, that session definitely is for you. The Jamaica National Bank, in association with the National Youth Council, will be hosting their virtual and physical around the table discussion. So if you're interested in that, please link us at Youth Jamaica right now for information, and we will respond to you with the relevant information. On Thursday, we will be having a virtual youth jam session. This usually is hosted via Zoom, so the links will be circulated via flyer and also via the social media platforms. And that is actually on persons who are interested in becoming entrepreneurs. So listen, after today's session, I believe we should be having host of entrepreneurs or tech-entrepreneurs who should be emerging from this session. And as such, for Friday, that's our open day, but we do have an activity that should be finalized by tomorrow. So we will keep you posted. Finally, for Saturday, of course, it's the Entrepreneurial Bootcamp. I'm gonna jump back over to Dwayne to sort out that one. Dwayne, over to you.
Yeah. So we continue our weekend series next week. Next week, we're going to be looking at entrepreneurship. And how it's going to work is that we're going to have some fantastic companies that's going to talk with us about how they got involved, activities and ideas that they have to help young persons. And then we're going to have some breakout rooms, a breakout room on canvassing, a breakout room on registration, a breakout room on taxes, a breakout room on a couple of stuff. And then we have a couple of panel discussions and do the same breakout room again. So that's going to be the format for next week. A panel discussion, some breakout rooms, panel discussion, more breakout rooms, and so on. And we're trying to repeat the breakout room session so that you don't have to be worrying about competing. So if it is that you wanted to go and listen to canvassing and you also wanted to hear about registration, we'll flip it around in the afternoon so you could go back and listen to one that you might have missed before. But we're working that out, and we will certainly be sending you more information about that. But that's what it's looking like. And then on Sunday, it's not here, but on Sunday, we're going to be doing a little bit more in terms of networking and mentorship. So that's next weekend, all wrapped up. Kadia mentioned something that we have not yet reached the week 3 in terms of finalizing persons and so on, but she's actually on our list of persons to approach to help us with monetizing your voice. There's a section that we have in the 3rd week that we're looking at monetizing your voice, monetizing your acting skill, monetizing your writing skills. That's it. And so we were looking for Kadia to help us with one of those, and podcasting was what we were looking at. And we'll see. We'll have that discussion, and hopefully she'll say yes, she'll come back and engage you guys around that. So that's it. That's really and truly what we have going on this week. Just some more flyers here for different activities. This is the Youth Jam session that Ruth would have mentioned. And Ruth, is there a place that they can go and see more information? Do you have a site? You want to just repeat those places that they can go?
Definitely. So guys, you can follow us on, I think I placed it in the chat. You can follow us on Instagram, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Youth Jamaica, just that. And of course, you can visit our website at www.youthjamaica.com. Simple as that. So remember, you're Jamaican, so it's youthjamaica.com for more details.
Great. And my Caribbean posse, don't feel no way. You certainly can follow it as well.
Definitely.
The information transcends border. So no stress there at all. All right. Somebody's asking how to get the scholarship. Scholarship give a long time. You snooze, you lose. That's how it goes around here. Guys, again, thank you so much for joining. Our DJ is going to be taking us out. You see what happens when you stand up and, be ready at the drop of a hat? Anything is possible. So our DJ is going to be taking us out this afternoon. If there are no other questions, and then we'll stick around also to take some questions or to continue the chat in the group, so you certainly can stay connected there. But I use this opportunity to just thank you for being here with us all day, literally, just learning and soaking up knowledge. Thanks again, Kadia. Thanks again, Monique. Teresa, thank you so much. And of course, I cannot end without saying thanks to the facilitators that we have, the other persons who are helping us literally as we go into the groups, helping to make sure everything happens. We have Mr. Murdoch, and we also have Christina McGrawder, who was here earlier. Shauna Todd was here earlier helping us out. And Shanae, I don't know if you're back around your computer. Shanae had some home emergencies that she had to deal with. So I'm not sure if she's back as yet. But yes, we want to certainly say thanks to the entire ILE team. Ruth and Guyan, who continues to just be a tower of strength personally in their day-to-day activities with the ministry. Really want to just say big up to them. And then also for their role in helping us to organize and execute this youth summit. It's really amazing, the continuous support and work and effort that you guys continue to put in. Guyan, I don't know if there's any last word you want to say before we head on out of here. I'm giving the DJ enough time to set up the music, to set up everything, so that by the time I say over to you, we just move into some music and straight vibes. Guyan.
Well, I mean, I just want everybody to utilize the opportunity, just continue to utilize the opportunity. I mean, we are in a pandemic, but we are still learning. We are still able to, empower ourselves, and so just utilize it. Take advantage of everything that is coming at you. All right, and enjoy Youth Month. We are doing our best to ensure that we provide the platforms for you to be empowered. So just utilize it, utilize it, utilize it.
Awesome stuff. Great. Thank you so much, Gan. Again, we have to big up all the entities that's been helping us to execute this. We certainly have to thank the National Integrity Action. We certainly have to say thanks to Jane Bank, Hartress and TA for sure for their continuous support. My own institution and the able young persons that you've seen and heard from the ILE team, we really want to say thanks. When we talk about sleepless nights and long nights and heated meetings, yeah, our days are like that sometimes, just to make sure that we get you the kind of quality that you've gotten over this weekend. City Bank, we continue to be very grateful for their continuous help. So too, the Trust for the Americas and the Organization of American States. But the biggest thank you, I think, is to you, the participants, who continue to come and stay with us and engage us throughout the day. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy the music, enjoy the rest of the evening, and please follow some of the other activities that's happening, and we will definitely get you more information about our activities next week. See you then.
Guys, are you hearing me?
Yeah, we're hearing you.
All the hands are hearing me. Dwayne, you hearing me?
Yeah, we're hearing you.
All right, let's go. We could turn up a scheme now.
It's different. Yeah, man. Father, get to you. Not like when pocket full of Josh. Many hungry days me used to face, my can't forget. My can't do no work.